God damn, it's hot. It's gonna be 90, but it's hella humid, so it's already like like high 70s. It's like 8:30, man. Uh, what is up, everyone? This is do Coffee with Soul. I am your host. We're gonna chat. We're gonna talk. We're gonna wait. Those of you who are over on US Realms, Realms are gonna be down until 11 a.m. So while I totally missed that part when setting the schedule, what I'm going to do is power through. Excuse me, power through. Oh boy, that's a good omen. We're gonna get through all six folks who are scheduled for today, even if that means we gotta like wait a little while, or if we gotta make this a little bit of a longer stream. I want to make sure that we get through everyone fairly. But of course, downtime is downtime, and you know that kind of sucks. We just gotta kind of like clench and deal with that. Now the thing is, today's schedule, of course, I always do EU folks first in anticipation of some downtime. But there were only 2 folks from the EU who had signed up from the previous week, which is like a sign. It's like, yo, EU, come out, represent, you know. But there's a pretty good chance that by the time we're done with the 2 EU visits, Realms may not be up yet. Oh, there's a person. Realms may not be up yet, and so my thought is I need to like get folks to, I need to do stuff. So I can kind of like, I can stand here, like do stuff. Or I can like maybe like open up things for like, hey, if EU folk want to like DM me with their BattleNet or whatever, or at least like their party name, whatever, then we can just try to get a quick connection, you know, and then I'll just do like a spontaneous tour. I don't like really doing those because for the most part, I just want to avoid like not safe for work stuff. So I'll just kindly ask, you know, keep it all safe for work. This is a family sort of friendly kind of show. And then we'll have a good time. So I hope everyone's doing well. Like I said, it's Tuesday. Happy reset day, but not really because we're all waiting for Realms to come out. Boo. But I hope your vaults are great by the time you guys get access to it. And hopefully we'll be able to get access. Hopefully Realms will come up pretty soon. So let me say hi to people real quick. What's up to Falcor? You're the first person to say hi. What's up to Season Seagroves and Savitar and Alvenu and Mashutski and Arcadius and Mysteria? What's up to Kimmy and Pinky Love and Valerian and Gunshin. Hi. Hello to Eb and Lucario and Ann Online. What's up to Ravens, Annie Frel, Lillian Storm, Amira. Hi to Hex Raven and Bysky, and to Red Man of Panda, and to the rest, y'all. The beautiful digital spawn face when we join us out today. The humidity sucks, man. Like hot soup? Hell no, dude. That would be one of those things that I'll be like, you know, guys, I think we're going to take a break from streams for a little bit because, you know, no, man. No. This week is going to be really busy for me. Like on your side, it might be a little bit quiet, but for me, it's going to be like super frantic because over the weekend, I bought a computer. And I ordered some parts. And so between me trying to squeeze out like some video content, I really want to talk about how like housing stuff again. I'm basically going to talk about the stuff that's coming in season 2, but I'm kind of framing it in a different way. I'm basically I'm going to kind of describe what I feel is going to be like the next generation of housing. And so it's all, I actually did the recording already. I just need to start doing the edits, and I'll have that out in a day or so. But I'm also setting up a 24/7 channel. I'm going to set up a constantly running, or hopefully constantly running stream of all the reruns. And so I need to really bust my ass and try to get, like, I only have about like maybe at most 200 visits recorded, or I'm, you know, kind of cut up and ready to go. And of those, only a fraction of those have been actually put out as VODs. So it's just kind of a slow process there. But even then, like cutting the videos, that's, you know, I need to get caught up with that. So that way I have a nice, healthy playlist of stuff to have on that channel. So that way the reruns can just kind of keep going. and going and going for those who want to just kind of like sit and tune in and just, you know, enjoy the visits. And so it's not just going to be streams. You know, I'm not going to, you know, these are all like the edited visits, slightly edited, you know, where there's no like moments where I lag out or but I do take out all the banter. And maybe that kind of sucks, but I take out like some of the banter that happens between visits, or like, you know, when I'm like going into the house, sometimes I'll take a quick break and I'll like talk about stuff or whatever, and then I'll really get started with it. So that's just gonna constantly go. And so while it's gonna soft launch too, like I'm just gonna do it because I want to like try some stuff out, get the kinks out, see how stable it is. Because I'm using my own equipment. There are services that can do it too, but I don't really like the services, and they cost money. So I'm like, I'd rather put in like the one-time investment plus whatever power that I'm using, as opposed to using a service that doesn't quite fit with what I want to do. So there's like a sort of alternate service that I might be able to do, but then that will involve me having both a new Twitch channel and another YouTube channel that's just designed to archive all. It's going to be weird. It would be weird. So I don't want to do that. I'm like, okay, I'll just use equipment, and yeah. So banters have the, yeah, I know the banters have the fun. But it's easier for me to have so imagine this, like right now I have like the raw streams complete with like the intro, outro. Even if I even have those, I would like some of the intro, outro. I have things where I'm not doing house visits. I'm like doing other things. You know, like large gaps of me doing like other stuff, and then I go back to housing stuff. It would be weird to have that, and I didn't want to do that. Like I want to keep people constantly engaged. Like I've seen other 24/7 channels where people are like doing like a let's play, because those are really long, and that's cool. But I feel like something more bite-sized, like visits, is more digestible. You know, people are going to jump in knowing that, hey, I'm looking at this house, and we're going to look at this house for like, you know, 20 to 40 minutes or something like that at most. And so it's going to feel like, okay, there's something coming up next, or something coming up next. But of course, even if I did have all 700 or so visits going, eventually, like, you run out of that. It's a lot of hours, but eventually, like just like anything, it'll start getting repetitive, and so I'm gonna need to constantly feed feed that too. So it'll be fun. This is like a $800 experiment, and so hopefully the investment will pay off. But yeah, I hope everyone's doing well. I hope your weekend was good. You know, the weather felt, at least over here, the weather felt better for a while. And then Sunday, Monday rolled around, and it's just been like, sucks. I don't know if it's mod doing it, but you can set it so that when you go live, the second channel pauses and then resumes when you answer. No, I don't. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just kind of like raw dogging this thing. I'm like, oh. So here's the playlist, and like there we go. So it's just gonna run. Yeah, it's just gonna run. I know that I have to like pause and restart it every 2 days or so, and so I'll need to figure out how to do. I need to figure out if I can automate that, and if I can, great. I'll just use like software on the computer side, and then hopefully that'll do. That'll be cool. I'm sure I can program a bot to like do it. I just need to find out how. Yeah. But that's not as big of a deal. Like right now, y'all know I stream Tuesdays through Thursdays for the most part, and then basically on Thursday it's like, okay, cool, I'm done. I'm gonna just fire up the 24-hour thing and then just let it go, and then that'll be it. So. Pretty much done with all content and cosmetic farming. After some quests, just gold farming, roleplay, and housing ahead until 12.1. Nice. Nice. Very nice. If their tags don't always do so, it might be useful to go back and look through a specific visits. Well, that's what the Around Azeroth channel's for. So those are like the VODs that people can just like click through and go. This will be like the background channel to run. You know, if you're like doing your own thing and whatnot, at least you know that this channel you can rely on for like constant nonstop visits. So. Honored to have you planned your third visit to my house today. Hope you like the rebuild. I feel so giddy afterwards. I know like the last one, kid, is because I was double checking. I was like, okay, the last one I think was like in April or so. So it's been a while. It's all good. Yeah. You got a prize in the housing competition. Nice. Congratulations. What's up, Blue? Always all the M. Got it. Oh, so good. But yeah, 15 minutes until showtime. Yeah, it kind of sucks that EU didn't really come out, but then I know I was pretty limited on the number of signups that I allowed. I think I only allowed for like 8 last week because there were people who had like pre-signed up and all that. I think this week it's going to be like the full 18 once again. So there's going to be space. And there are folks who were asking too. Some folks were asking, hey, you know, some people can't make the time, but I can. Can I sign up for other people? And answer to that is, I won't know one way or another. Yeah. If you want to sign someone else up for them or on their behalf, that's not something that's visible to me. So if someone did that, okay. Now, there was one time where someone did in fact do, this is months ago, someone that did in fact do that, and then I kept trying to add the person, and it didn't work. I'm like, oh, okay, well that kind of sucks, because they kept denying it. So I'm like, after like 3 tries, I'm like, okay, something's going on. I'm just gonna like leave it alone. And then I learned on a later stream, I think that person reached out to me. They said, hey, did you try to invite me, because I never signed up for anything. I'm like, oh, you know, there might have been someone that did it for you. I'm like, oh, I think someone did. I was just kind of freaking out. I'm like, oh, okay, that's fine. Well, whenever you want to do it, go ahead. And maybe they did at some point. But yeah, don't sign up for other people without their consent. That's going to be weird. You know, that might come off as very awkward, and then that'll make me look like a creeper too. I'm looking forward to today's build, but I still need a nap. Yeah, take a nap, dude. Yeah, it's hard to, I mean, or you can fall asleep to the visits. That's all good. Do I have a list of all the places that I have visited? Just like a list of names. I can pull that up. But I don't have a public list, no. Yeah, because that's my spreadsheet, and that has all sorts of information on that, like the like battle tags, and yeah, I'm not going to share that. That's no one's going to want that. I wonder EU has such lower signups. I will once I finally done my build. You know, some folks have suggested it's because of the time, because of like work time and all that. So like the U.S. crowd who's here, us. We probably fit under like a certain demographic, like we work from home, or we're retired or something like that. But we're basically we basically might not be in some office. Whereas in the EU during that time of day, it's kind of like towards like the afternoon or so. You know, people are doing different things. They might not be engaged with the screen and all that stuff. And so the best thing I can do is just kind of remind folks, hey, this is when we open up visits. Or this is when we open signups. I mean, y'all see on chat, like we get it all the time, which is fantastic because there's always people who are interested in signing up. And so we let them know. On top of that, while we still have like right now it's like a 50-50 split between first-time folks and those who are like returnees, who you know, repeat visitors. Because they're showing off their other house, because they are, because they're showing off their other house, or they did a rebuild or something like that. And so that's still pretty healthy. I'm cool with that. When the number of returnees exceeds the number of like brand new folk, first time visitors, then it's like, okay, I'm going to maybe adjust things, and instead of 30 days, it'll be 40 days, or something like that, and I'll try to figure that out. I saw a name here, just now, Rita. I think you were here, right? Somehow you knew that I was here, and so. And so I think someone came out there to like say hi. Real quick, let me give some thanks to Baz Vanderwerf for subscribing. Also, thanks to Pinky Love from a little bit before. They subscribed before stream. That's sneaky. Very, very sneaky. I think one of these places is the one I'm actually going to, but I'm not sure if I'm doing it yet, or maybe this is the first one that I'm seeing. I'm not sure. Okay, that is Rita. Okay. But we're going to see Baz Vanderwerf first. Sorry. Because I don't know why. When I do the vetting, I make kind of the best guess that I can. Because like little secret. When I decide the order, I'll shift people around and whatnot, and it's mostly based on variety. I'll try to switch things up and try to not have, okay, hey, here's a warband house, and then the next two are like, oh, here's another warband house and another. I try to make things, try to change it up a little bit. It's hard to do when all I have is like the very first room or the very first thing, because I don't want to spoil myself. So sometimes when people have like, okay, the very front of the house is like a door, I'm like, oh crap, should I open it? Do I want to spoil myself? I feel like they want to do like a grand reveal when I open the door that's right in front of the entrance. I'm like, okay, I'll just kind of leave it and I'll cross my fingers. Okay, that was prayer. I'll cross my fingers and hope for the best. So we're gonna see Vaz's first. Let me teleport there for now. I'll be back though. Promised. Promise. So let's head over here first to plot 0 as usual. What's up, Mouse? Hello, Glosion. Mine is multiple projects stuck together. Ooh, those are the fun ones. I love those. I love project houses. You know why? Because they're kind of short. I'm just kidding. I love the project houses because the designer has like full freedom. They're not feeling restricted by, oh, I gotta have this room attachment to like whatever. And that's why I'm doing a project house, because I don't want to worry about like going from one room to the next. I just want to be like, boom, I want to make a thing, and like that's it. Do I do PTR visits? I normally don't, but for you I will. Go and DM me, and then we'll get you in. Yeah, because mouses are homie, and it's hard to, just like the real world, you can't say no to the mouse, man. They're very litigious. I'm just kidding, not this mouse. I'm talking about the other corporate mouse or whatever. But so found one of the project houses with the light shadow play in the hall. Oh, that was so good. That was so good. Multiple projects. Oh, it's a puzzle and a maze and 2 outside. Oh, okay, that'll be interesting. Well, we're gonna find out in about like 8 minutes or so. So, yeah. You want me to do a hedge maze? Well, I've done a variety of mazes. Some of them are bigger than others. Some, I would say, like, for entertainment value, I prefer jumping puzzles over mazes, because mazes, for me, it's like, ooh, let's find the thing. For the audience, it's kind of disorienting, right? For people to kind of like follow along, and then they'll, their eyes will be glued to the screen, and then they'll be watching like, the player go down a hall. They can go left or right, and they might be thinking, oh, I want to go left, and then I go right, and then it's like, oh, and that I know that can feel disorienting. So while I still do it, respect the build and all that, I definitely prefer jumping puzzles, because while those that has its own kind of disorientation, I feel like that's more palatable than a maze. Damn, Melvin, you 115 consecutive. That's gangster shit. That's very, very gangster. Holy cow. Well, be proud of that. I appreciate that, man. Maze is not hard. It's more like, no, I get it. I'm just talking like in general, because that's the experience that I'll get. Like whenever I get a chance to see someone else's build and it happens to be Maze, and I'll watch the streamer try to go through it, and I'm like, I'm gonna turn this off. And it's no offense to the build or anything. It's just that's hard for me to handle. So. Since you started, there's a group of adventurers that went in last week and they have not returned. Maybe you can come across. Well, what the hell? There are people who are still. That's all funny. Some of them have yet to return. I spent 20 hours building. I know I wouldn't have the patience to do it all again live. I have not reached out to ask about the whole PTR transfer thing. I'm pretty confident that you just don't do it. Don't build something on the PTR and expect to be able to blueprint it and transfer it to live. But yeah, the new stuff coming from housing is pretty gnarly. So like the biggest ones I would say are like those flat tiles, which aren't perfect yet. There's like some bugs with it, or at least I put up bugs, and I was asking, I'm like, okay, is it intended for the tiles to kind of clip all funny and all that stuff? And we'll see how it goes when it goes live. But yeah, like it's some neat stuff that's going on. And then of course there's like the pets, and people get a chance to play with that on the PTR right now, and it's fun to have, and it also kind of elicits a little bit of that emotional feeling of, hey, this is the pet that I got way back in the day after doing a thing. And it was really hard, but I got it, and now I'm very proud of it. Now I get to have it in my house, and I get to build like this whole void shrine around it or something like that. And I think that's neat. That's going to be a cool thing that people will get to enjoy now. Or you can have like 10 corgis, all the same things, or like 10 Sunnies, or 10 Rufuses. Oh shit, that'd be sick. Yeah, so I'm very excited about that. I was going with a small project, but it got a little out of hand. See, that's the joy of WoW housing. I've said this a number of times already. Some people will be like, "Oh, this is like, gay Barbie shit." I'm like, "Nah, dude, this is like Legos," and Legos are for everyone. I mean, Barbie and what that's for everyone too, or whatever. But Legos, I would say, that definitely comes off as very universal, things that anyone can play with. I love, I have fond memories of me and my friends. We would just sit in our garage here, and in silence, we would just like grab a whole bag or a whole basket of Legos and like just build shit. And then we'll like talk about stuff and share what we got and have a good time. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, some people love their gay Barbie shit. So whatever. How's the time all the time of kit bashing, but it's sort of my shrine in 23 years of playing WoW. Funny enough, I'm not big on kit bashing either. Like it for me, I really enjoy, over time there are things that there are houses that I like, or there are styles that I like, and there are styles that, I'm not gonna be so overt about it, but there are styles that I'm not as fond of. My personal style and what I typically try to reflect in like the few builds that I do is I don't try to make like little tiny things and like hey, look, here's this parfait and it's made of like 11 different things and they look fantastic. It's like hella cool. But it's not normally like the thing that I prefer to focus on. Like I want big shapes to kind of come. It's kind of funny. There was a month ago now, I was helping judge that one contest for the Walkia group, and their theme was on like shops and storefronts and stuff, and there were some fantastic builds. Like the last build that came from, I believe, Warcraft, like that one won, and it was like kill. I'm like, okay, I knew that one was going to be like really up there, if not one of the winners. But when it came time for me to choose, I chose something that like was like totally different, and so did Mego actually. Like the one that I chose, it was like this dwarven styled area, and I walked in and it felt like, or the video, because it was all footage. I walked in and it had like this really great vibe of being like this kind of fusion between dwarven and earthen styles. It had like these big shapes that all came together. The kit, of course, advanced mode was being used heavily to kind of shape things together. But like, I love that vibe. It felt very Warcraft to me. And to me, I guess that's kind of the thing. Like, if things stay grounded in the Warcraft universe, oh, I love it. Oh, so good. when people pull that off. Refrigerators are fun, but they also kind of like pull me out a little bit. So it's not a big deal. Servers are up. Sweet. So this will be a nice chill day. This will give me a chance to get that housing video out. It ended up being pretty long. I think it might be like 20 minutes long of me just talking and stuff. So I even give some tips for like, hey, designers, like here are designs that you might want to, here are things you want to consider if you want to make content that you want to share, or blueprints that you want to share. So we'll see how that goes. All right. Okay, so let me get things ready. I didn't even check hard drive space. Oh, shit. Hard drive space is fine. We're fine. Recording on, music off. La 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 la. Okay, we're good. All right. I love making things as far away as possible. Not all my subscribers love it though. Oh no, it's very cool though. Like what's some stuff I remember from you and some others, like coffee shop stuff. While I just said how much I love seeing things that are grounded in Warcraft, there are of course themes that I'm like, oh, I'm a big sucker for. Like, you show me an espresso machine, I'll be like, oh, look at that. Hell yeah, dude. Horde needs a spooky neighborhood. Horde needs a spooky zone. Give so remember, folks, the neighborhoods are based on the continent that they're on. So here we're in the Eastern Kingdoms. If you go to Razorwind, we're over in Kalimdor. The closest thing that we get is Desolus, or Fellwood. So if you want to have that, I'd say campaign for it. I'm not opposed to it. I'm just saying, like, that's kind of like a theme that Blizzard wants to stick with the whole region and stuff. So yeah, you want that. I think that's what you would be asking for, right? Yeah. What's that one forest that is crap? It's the forest that is south of Desolus, west Feralus. There you go, Feralus. That'd be kind of cool. Something that's super thick and jungly and shit. That'd be kind of neat. What else does Kalimdor have? They got snow. Actually, also does Eastern Kingdoms. Oh, you know what Kalimdor has? The best faction. Yeah, they have the best faction. So there's that too. I think that's why the Alliance, that's why Eastern Kingdoms has like the spooky part, because otherwise it all sucks. I'm just kidding. But I will say, like, we see the zero plot a lot for a reason. So all right, enough getting y'all riled up. Let's get to what's good, shall we? Baz Vanderwerf. Baz Vanderwerf. All right. I think I caught that okay. All right, folks, this is Baz Vanderwerf's place. We're over in the #1 place in Founders, the zero plot, where we have like the lake, you got the dock, and so we'll kind of figure for ourselves what this person wanted to do with their place. Now, of course, it's raining right now. It's kind of evening time because we're over in EU over here. We're being greeted by the boss. So, kind of cool. So here we're coming in past some of the lights. But it's a little dark out there. They were kind enough to have one of the good torches. So they got one of the good torches at least, so one that actually illuminates stuff. And maybe it'll take me a bit around, but I tend to be sort of a butterfly. I tend to kind of wander around, do my own thing. But we do get an opportunity to see, I think this boat normally doesn't like sit there. It just happens to be there, and they managed to have that thing sit outside, which is pretty cool. It has that whole ownership sort of thing, a very common thing that I see in these zero plot builds. So the builder will kind of do their best to extend everything out as much as they can, and have it kind of be like this natural look. I like how this all comes together though. Nice and easy. It's not trying to do anything too complicated. It feels very lived in, feels normal. If normal is like, I don't mean that as a bad thing at all, but it feels like natural. Lots of greens along this plot, or I'm sorry, along this path here. Yeah, even the encroaching like on the side of the house there, which is great. What's cool too is that they also resize some of these greens. Some of them are a bit small, some of them are a bit larger, to give like that whole kind of like feel of growth. Heck, I mean, you have like the greenhouse here. Clearly, the greenhouse has been sort of abandoned because uh, all the plant life outside is just kind of like taking a life of its own. It's like, yep, no, we own this house now. Thanks for making this dwelling for us, buddy. You can retreat into your house, and we'll just kind of own everything out here. And they certainly do. There are paths that kind of lead around, but I love how all these greens are just kind of like surrounding the whole place. It makes it feel really tight. But clearly things are a bit disheveled, a bit disoriented. Like these vehicles have been long been abandoned. You can see like how things are just kind of like sunk in a little bit. It's just been sitting there for such a long time that now, well, things are in kind of disarray. But it's okay because they got a really cute dress. And it's like, okay, I spent all my time putting this thing together, like, look at this. And it's like surrounded by like all this stuff that's in disarray. But look at this. Oh my God. So I'm going to kind of go around here. You like notice how we have some fencing right along the side here. And let's see like if there's anything special in the back or not. So we make our way through here. We still have the fencing happens to go all the way around. And yeah, sure enough, even in the bag here, they made sure to fill out more space with extra wagon stuff. Now, this one seems to be upright. Of course, inside you have like the candles going, which maybe they did intend or not intend to make this wagon not feel as abandoned as the other ones. But, oh well, that's just kind of how that goes. So unfortunately, we can't turn off those little candles as much as we'd like to. But yeah, great start to this place. Makes really good use of the available budget, which is higher these days, but they made the most of it by still using like these lots of greens, large ones in fact, to just fill out this whole space. So it looks great. But let's head on inside. I saw that realms were up, so yeah, I mentioned that earlier. So feeling very good. All right. All right, so as we enter, there's the boss once again. They want to, I guess, greet me inside, but, well, let me turn around real quick. So we're first invited to hang our stuff, lay down some of our goods, put down our weapons, and then we can go ahead and check in. But before that, we have like this mini grand climb. That's just kind of what I call it, where you go up and then you go to either side. Now, from the looks of things, we're not going to like different wings necessarily. We just have like this really cool upstairs area to explore in just a bit. But it looks like there's not too much to explore there. There's like kind of a cutoff there. Nothing under the stairs there. It looks like we're just invited to like just kind of like ring, check in, maybe sign a guest book of sorts. Or try to not go past, otherwise we get in trouble. Here is some illusion rug that will be a way out. Okay, so I think whatever happens, that'll be like the exits of sorts. So Ching-a-ling. All right. Let's go inside. Sign a waiver. Holy crap. Okay. All right. So let's head up. Beams, beams, beams. Nice and easy. And then, oh, okay. So we start. Okay, we got it. It's game time now. Damn! Right from the jump. Get it? Jump. All right. So we just got to get across, right? It doesn't look like the beams are like weird. There's no illusion beam, so at least it's not like RNG, right? So if anything, I probably need to. I think jumping diagonally will be the best bet. Jumping straight, that tends to be like a bigger distance. So, boop, and doo-doo-doo. Okay, what if I screw up though? Oh, I could. Oh, yeah, that's smart, dude. That was smart. So I don't know if you saw that because I was really fast. Notice how I can't see what's under here. That's a good trick because what I remember from other puzzle things that I've done, um, some people made like an invisible floor where it's like, okay, you need to walk on these beams and walk across these beams, but it's invisible. You might fall off or something like that. But when you do fall off, you'll be able to see what's under here. Now, what they did, they have two layers of rugs. So one is the illusion, and then this other one here is just to obscure what the possible answers would be. Now, that doesn't apply here because, what's being done here, it's a very simple, just kind of jump through here. It's not trying to like trick you or anything like that. But that's neat. That would be pretty neat if someone wanted to create a an illusion maze thing like that. That'd be super frustrating too, though. All right, so all right, so next round we got maze stuff. Well, I got to go through here first. Yeah, so here's what I was talking about when going through like maze things that depending on, and they made it dark. Oh, snap. Depending on how it goes, it can be potentially disorienting for folks because I'm like constantly rotating and kind of like trying to wind my way through. Okay, so wing number 1, that was all bad. Let's go wing number 2. And now, so I'm just going to keep leaning left as much as I can, but nope, that's not going to happen. Oh, and here we go. And into da-da-da, murder. Oh, what a prize that is. Too bad I can't open the chest. So I'm upstairs, but it doesn't look like there's any floors here to suggest that I'm gonna like fall through anything. So, okay, so we went through here. Okay, we can kind of keep going now. And we'll just keep left, left, left. And left again. Well, okay. My plan failed. It's all chaos from here, guys. Okay, so I'm gonna go back and then left here again. And then, more murder. Da-da-da. Oh, wait. So, okay, so in what order did the murder happen? Oh, snap. Oh, no. Okay, there's like this, it's like looks like a little rat creature. You can see like the little eyes and like almost a little shine of the nose there. That's gnarly. Very scary. Very cool. All right. So, whatever happened here, well, sorry to that, buddy. That's what you get for resting here, dude. Look, just keep going, man. Just keep going. All right. So far, my left strategy has worked out pretty well. So far. All right. So let's keep going. Okay. So there's that. And then we go this way and this way. Oh boy. Okay, so here's our special chair. Hey, girl. It's nice. Okay, private time. Woo! No, I'm just kidding. All right, so perhaps a point of no return. But now we will progress this way. All right. And okay, this is pretty windy. Now the left strategy has been mostly working, but this is a pretty crazy maze. Oh, progression. Oh snap! Ooh, scary. Oh, you know what's the worst though? The small spiders. The big ones are like they're just big, right? It's the small ones that like crawl like through your clothes and all that stuff, and suddenly like get onto your shoulder. Those are the freakouts, man. But gnarly spider. What do we have here? We have what look like baskets and little prey statues. I think they're prey statues. That's okay. That is kind of funny because it's like it's as if the spider ate the prey targets, and it's like, now I have the power of 4 nightmare prey targets. What you got now? Yeah, very cool looking spider. And these are all like rug rolls, barrels, and of course we have like the fang stuff right there too. Neat, very neat. And of course, very appropriate. We have all sorts of like webbing here and everything. A fallen adventurer with nothing left behind. Actually, I think this is meant to be the dude's body, who's been like beheaded or otherwise is wrapped up so tightly that the spider like made a basket out of it. So that's a very okay, that's a very scary but also very talented spider. Like they made their own basket. That's pretty hardcore. And maybe they probably sell it in the market so that way they can pay for the electricity and all that stuff. Because I mean, the economy, right? All right, so let's proceed this way. Nope, not that way. This way. And through this next door. All right. Oh, there's lights. Not really. At first I was like, we've reached the end, guys. Nope, not really. All right, so whoever went in there, dude, that's that parasite, man. Like, see, that's what happens when you deregulate. It's very good social commentary. You know, whether they intended that or not, you know, that's raising awareness there. Raising awareness. If I don't know, the US is going through like this whole explosive diarrhea thing. Oh, I think we've left. I think we got through the no, this is round 2. Yeah, this is round 2 of the maze. So we've gone from stone to not stone. So what do we got? We got more blood. Okay, straight up a collapse thing. So whoever thought that they're like, oh god, we made it, guys, boom, 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 and then dead. So sucks for them. Let's go. I think this way now. Yeah, we're going this way now. No, we're not. We're going this way. All right. And okay, I can't help but go through this door because it's like, okay, that's actually kind of weird. This is the first time that we've seen a door like in the middle of like this path in here. But yeah, okay, it's a dead end anyway, so that works out. All right, so here we go. I see light once again. Nope, I lied. There's a light somewhere behind that wall. So I think we're gonna make our way around that. But there are multiple sconces here that might lead us anywhere. Come on. Oh, here we go. Come on. Oh, okay. So we've gone through the human stuff. Now we're at the elf stuff. Okay. Very, again, odd to see. Oh no. So wait, what happened here? Okay, it's like stuff burning. We got that. But they sat down and then they just blew up. So was this a toilet? Another toilet? Well, okay, it was a toilet. So I'll leave that thing open though. And now we're going. Okay, we're going through different kinds of walls now. But let's keep going. Let's see. And then we'll go through. Here's a door, which takes us to elven stuff now. All right. So, okay, maybe not. I thought we were progressing. Okay, lots of doors. Oh, wait. So I came through there. I went through there. Oh, okay. So I think the left strategy failed. Oh no. Okay, so now we got to go through like other stuff. Oh, hello. We've entered. Oh, look, treasure. Hey, oh, mother, man, but a treasure. That's right. Oh, great. Now where am I? Son of a butt. Okay, so now, okay, there's a chair I can click on, which takes us into, ah, crap. Man. Yeah, I thought I was feeling pretty good. Oh, look, treasure. Yeah, see, that's what you get. Hey, look, treasure. Oldest trick in the book, man. Hey, it's loot. Man. All right, well, let's see what kind of hellscape I've got into now. All right, so there are two paths, neither of which feels very appetizing. But let's go. Boop. Oh, crap. Oh, this is really nice, though. Wow, check this out. This has really strong, oh, I keep forgetting the name of the Warlock Order Hall, but it is dripping with that. Yeah, really great themes here, especially under the midnight lighting. Dreadscar, yeah. Dude, the vibes, dude, this totally feels like Dreadscar Rip. That's so sick. So let's enjoy some of the fell stuff. Now, it's fell stuff, but it's not necessarily Legion stuff that we're seeing here. So while we're not seeing like a bajillion upside down fell fountains and all that, the midnight lighting does a killer job of making this pop. So I'm pretty sure I'm on the first floor of the house. That's where you get like the foggy stuff and everything. You know, otherwise these vibes wouldn't really like come off too well. But yeah, the fact that we're like in space. Never mind the illusion, doesn't matter. Just don't fall off. You'll fall like forever. But what we have here are really good vibes. I love how the midnight purples pop. And I even supported it more by adding more of these Dranathus lampposts to give us more stuff. So here's our little order hall thingamajig. Power up artifact number 2. We even got our map. So it's like their personal slice of Dreadscar Rift. Like they just owned it, made it their own spot. Or they killed everyone and then reshaped the thing in their own image. Excellent. But of course, being an Eridar, because they're an Eridar, not a Draenei, at least in my head, they do have like some of the old the old comforts of home. You know, you can see how you have like some of these old themes still exist. But of course, big fan of Murgles and other stuffed plushies and all. But yeah, great lived-in feel that we have here. It's kind of funny, we have like this whole maze thing, and then we kind of like dive into this sort of like role play sort of slice. Or we could say that the maze is just like their whole temple of madness that they want to just like bring adventurers into and possibly troll them and well, as we've seen, get them killed. So fun. Their idea of fun. But yeah, this is a great little Dread Scar Rift. Come on, Soul. A great little slice that they made for themselves. Yeah, really good. You know, and it's all based on this on the midnight lighting. Without it, it just wouldn't pop the same way. You know? Like it would take considerable effort because they would need to like get all sorts of like Legion green stuff to kind of fill it out. Here, they kind of cheated. So, there's something under the, oh, check the sky. Okay. Are we climbing up? I don't think we're climbing higher necessarily, but there is like a big structure above us too. So maybe that's like a teleport, and then that'll take us right above there. But there is a chained, oh, like a light or something. Here, let me climb back up again. Do 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 do. All right. So, are these? Oh, planets. Nice. So we got planet Filigree and planet Lava Ball. And then you also have like that rock there that's just like, hey, dude, I have an identity too, but we don't know. So it's just called a rock. And it's like, oh, man. What else? We have a planet that's straight up on fire. Crap. And let's see. We got some twisting nether vibes that we're getting out here too. Very nice. Yeah, great use of making the skybox into a little something or other too. Oh, and then there's like Planet Void, as well as like a whole galaxy that's out there too. Oh, and then there's and then there's the I believe that's the priest order hall table, or like the map that is. And then and that looks like a enchanting glyph to make like a ring. That's neat. That's very neat. A lot of creative pieces that are used here. Yeah, so I like this whole experience. You know, we first go through like this whole maze area. You know, that's one demonstration of skill, and then we get to like this other part here, and I think there's that other portal as well to look at. And then we have like this totally different vibe that still fits with like the whole theme. Very good. Great room. Great room. Did I see everything down here? I think I did. Yeah, like the tent and everything, the workshop. All right. So now we're going to go down here. Possible work in progress signage. That's how I usually take that decor. Well, let's see what's going on over here. Actually, since you changed the lighting, I want to do a quick look. Leave it as it is, just so we can like kind of demonstrate how like, hey, it looks cool, right? It still looks cool. The shaping and everything, the layout, fantastic. Love the planets and everything. But with the midnight lighting, huge difference. Huge difference. So it clearly has that idea of being built around that. But let's go through here now. Little collapsed action going there. But now, oh wow, we have another like crazy climb here. Like we come in, we have like this cool gateway we're going through, and then an immediate climb over some water. Nice. But where are we? I mean, it feels like we're in like some other planet or like some other region of Azeroth, perhaps. But it's kind of pulling off that kind of vibe. The idea of the illusion, you know, there's not too much of it, but then there's just so much more of a visual experience that that's okay. We're just kind of focused on being immersed in this kind of, I don't know, this oasis of sorts. Lots of natural tree work. It's a great layout. Really like how all this comes together. You know, good work on making the suspension bridge feel believable. You know, I mean, it's kind of easy. You just kind of like, okay, quote, easy. You just kind of shape it along with the rope there to give it, you know, that added feel. You know, without the rope, it just doesn't sell quite as well. Of course, you're not seeing connections to the rest of the bridge, though, aside from what's down here. But yeah, that's okay. That's not a big deal. We're not trying to get all the physics right or anything. But we're continuing to climb this massive rock formation that's somehow staying together with, you know, magic. Because, like, here's like this rock that happens to be suspended, right? That's okay. But it feels like this is going to take us to what might be a sort of refuge of sorts or a restaurant. I think it's a restaurant. Yes, it is. So let me hang up my stuff. Boop. Get ourselves checked in. AI is doing it for us. Great. That's the way of the world now. And great flow too, because it looks like we have maybe, I don't know what's up there, maybe some seating. But first we have like this bar area. Nice, simple bar in this elevated spot. Remember, we're in a skybox room. And then above us, okay, pillars. It's kind of funny because we're kind of on these floating rocks, but we have these pillars to hold these rocks up. But you know, that's okay. So we'll get served some drinks, some coffees. We'll lounge right over here by the fire. You know, nice and cozy spot. Very airy though. You know, a big gust of wind will kind of like really mess with the experience here. But maybe there's no wind around here. For all we know, we're in space, right? Restauranty sort of area with some cool views of the galaxy and all that. Yeah, really chill. Yeah, I love the shaping on this. Shaping on here is great. Yeah, this is the first time that I've seen something like this, where you have like these different kinds of like floating carve outs, and then up top here, full restaurant. You know, we're fairly high up, not super high up, but pretty darn high. And notice how these planters are also being used as kind of fence work, but then the trellis, these trellises are doing a lot of the work too. Now let's cross over one more suspension bridge as we get to the top of this rock area. And we're still going. Yeah, the scale on here is fantastic. I mean, like earlier we were going through like the mazes and everything and lots of walls. Oh, wow. But there's still like enough budget for structures like these. Yeah, these are great, dude. So all of a sudden, heavy Pandoran vibes. Very, very deep reds, minimal greens that we have here. I tend to see like a bit more balance. Like, for example, like here we have like the green roofs that are doing a lot of work. And sometimes people will kind of like mix and match how the colors come together. Really great vibe here. Yeah, this comes together nice and tight. You know, we're not, you know, there isn't a whole lot of like extra space for anything. And you'll notice here, like great shaping by using these elven benches. Very popular thing to use when trying to develop something like this. Other popular things that are propped up recently include the fences that come from Founder's Point. Those have some great shapes to them. Those are also dyeable. Not sure if we see these here. So this might be kind of like from, you know, this might have been mostly put together before the patch, but no, maybe not, because we see some new decor here as well. You know, so maybe that stuff came in later and they're like, you know, I'm cool with what I have now. And no, this is great. This is great. And then, of course, from all the way up here, we get a bit of a vantage point from everything below. Yeah, it has like the, you know, it has that whole barrow den style feel to it. It's not, you know, it's a totally different vibe, but great stuff. Man, a lot of things that are crammed into this one room. And a great build. Yeah. Thanks for showing us. This was awesome. This was awesome. I feel like I missed out on some of the adventurer deaths because I think I got through the maze pretty swimmingly. You know, there wasn't, I didn't run into too many issues there. So I'm very pleased that my left tactic worked out so well. Yeah, great build. All right. Someone was saying that my mic was low. Is my mic low? Because I did my check earlier. It seemed okay. Let me do another. La la la. No, seems fine. Yeah. All right. Let's head over to Rita's place next. Number that one. Okay. Maybe I was further away from it. It happens, yeah. Me projecting like this, it's not my natural voice either. Usually I'm just kind of talking like this. Like I'm usually like just about this loud. Like that's it. Of course, when it's game time, different. So I'm kind of no, that's totally me. So I struggle with that a lot, and I have a stutter that I'll probably struggle with forever, but it's okay. All right. No notes. All right. All right, folks, this is Rita Sointu's place. We're over in Founders. We are greeted with this huge Caldrai arch, and the bunny's like, you know what, I'm good. I'm good. I'll come back later. I think they were probably there to like pick something up, but then I'm like, I came here and now they feel awkward. Oh, maybe they're gonna come back and pick something up. Nope, they're hesitating. You know why? Because we're kind of staring each other down. I'm like, no, this is my visit. It's not for you, rabbit. Yeah, my time. So as we go in, yeah, let's know the kind of pathing that's been laid out for us. I mean, there's the boss, hi boss, but on the side here we have this dressing of greens and paths to take us to multiple places. We'll be taking a look right now. Let's start going off this way though, because we have this kind of like alternate entrance, another big arch, and also lots and lots of greens that are pretty caked around the house mostly. Around the plot, a little bit of a spattering here. We have like boop, 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 here's like a little bit here, boop, 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 here's a bit more, which work out great. It helps to fill, visually helps to fill out the space here. Nice little fiery well over there, and a place to have some outdoor snackies. Grape seeds, bananas, cheeses, and all that. Let's make our way out of it. Oh, man, Caldrai places are huge, dude. They feel so big compared to like Ashenvale and what we've seen there. These are like huge structures. So it's quite a shift that I still struggle to get used to even today. But yeah, multiple ways in and out. So, it's a very inviting place. Everyone's welcome. Go ahead and come on in because, God, my place is so fabulous. Like, I want everyone to come visit. But lots of nice little visual clues. Simple set pieces. Like, here's a tent, filled with lights, moonwell, boom, all done. Nice little set of moonstones. And again, lots of greens around the house itself. Yeah, it's like a little cloak or a blanket of greens that this house is wearing. Sucks up to that budget, but oh man, they fill up so much space, and it's the kind of house that it's like, no, I love plants. Please grow on me, right? I love bananas. They're hella good. Okay. I'm fine. Trust. Oh, I know this is random, but I'm ordering stickers. Look, stickers. Oh. And then at BlizzCon, I'm going to give them out. So if you see me, I'll be like, hi, do you want a sticker? I feel goofy. Feels kind of embarrassing. I'm like, hey guys, would you like a sticker? Well, yeah, so yeah, stickers, yay. All right, as soon as we go in, just like on the outside, on the inside, we have this pretty heavy Caldrai theme. Lots of greens, but also inside the small style room, big windows, huge windows to highlight all the cool stuff that they had outside we were just looking at. Even the entrance here, we're portaled in, it's dressed quite nicely with these ivies, with these duskwood greens, lilies, and more. Big variety. So from this, I kind of expect like we're going to see a greenhouse. We're going to see some sort of like arboretum that we'll be able to walk through. Maybe like some cool outdoor spot, as if I'm setting expectations. So if we don't see them, it's going to be a I'm just kidding. I think this will be a great experience already. Seeing like these big outdoor glows. To help highlight all the cool stuff that they have. I mean, it's not intended, like it's all the windows that are doing all the glowing there, but it's okay. It still looks nice. So this was the grand entrance. You know, we came in, lots of greens, big old arcing door to say hello. And then things warm up. You know, notice how out here, because mostly because of the windows, you have like these bright blue lights. But over here, things turn towards like this warm yellow as we approach the fire, which is blazing. I didn't realize. I guess I never quite noticed like how big this is. It's almost kind of dangerous because the fact that it's glowing like that means it's kind of fun. I'm like analyzing like this old thing now. Yeah, look at how the fire's just like really like coming out. Like this is like hugely unsafe. Like, yo, you gotta. I mean, there's not even any wood, so it's like, yo, what's keeping it going? It's got to burn itself out some at some point. Otherwise, you're gonna get too much smoke in here. It's gonna be a little dangerous. But while that's blazing, you know, we come back to like these cool colors here, these cool blue lights coming from the filigree, coming from, I keep forgetting what that thing's called. It's just a brazier. Okay. But let's climb past like this overflowing flower box. Wow. I mean, it starts off, the planter starts off like really big too. I mean, you got to think about it. Like how much dirt had to be like carried in, like fill this stuff out, maintain and all that stuff. I mean, it's not surprising we have like this huge display right over here. So good job on the planting. You know, it all paid off. All right, so as we climb up, we have more of these lovely greens guiding us up and more of these giant planters. Yeah. So they got these at like Home Depot. It's like, okay, they're kind of cheap, kind of not. But yo, I heard that it pays off and it looks like it does. Huge variety of greens that come out of those boxes. So be sure to pick some out. I don't know where that came from, but all right. So okay. So the boss ran past me. I didn't even see how fast they were. I guess I was, you know what? I was distracted by that giant fireplace because I wanted to like nag them about like, yo, this looks kind of unsafe. You might want to do something about that. But then they're like, no, I'm just gonna run ahead of them and just kind of like play it off real quick, and we'll just enjoy some tea, right? Let's just go ahead and hang out. All right. So let's go in a little deeper now that we've climbed before, and we have 3 wings to check out. Okay, 2 wings on a door. How about that? Food over there, mystery over there, and I'm gonna say bedroom over there. We're gonna go into the easy stuff first. I tend to do that. You know, I usually follow my left rule, but in cases like these, I usually feel confident about going into the kitchen area. Now, this is a very interesting setup that we have here. So here's the feasting, right? Big spread of food. Delish, right? But surrounding the dining area is the pantry. Huge, huge stuff. This place is fully stocked, even though the spread's out, right? And then flanking it some more, you got kitcheny area, right? Big bar, you know, big stone tables, elven tables, all filled with, so it's like the tables are filled, but yo, there is room for so much more. 1 hot stove. Wow, poor little stove. I mean, I love the kit bashing. It's very cute because it's like it's one of those uber expensive stoves that's actually, it looks like it's wood, but it's like a fake wood, but it's not. You know, and this costs like $12,000 or something like that, but it's like so small. Why is it so expensive? Because it's so cute. I mean, look at it, and they're like, oh, you know, you have a good point. But yo, $12,000, holy moly, yo! So it's a lot, but it's very cute, and it pumped out this whole spread, so you can't deny it. There's like some special materials in there, man. Maybe it just calls DoorDash and then just like brings in all the food. But you know, it's an awesome, awesome stove area. But what I like here is, I guess I like the shaping too. It's very unique. You know, this is going around this octagonal room, and it's being shaped around. And you know, it's kind of like the whole like, okay, let's have like some extra stuff there, and we'll haul this together. So it's a cool shot that we have here. I'm gonna pause for a second. Let's not do, just in case, let's not do private server talk here, please. Cool, cool. And if it's not, then my bad. But yeah, if that's private server talk, let's not do that here. Oh, that was also my excuse to get a swing, baby. All right, so let's see what's through here because it looks like large pantry areas over there, but there might be more over here or a bathroom. No, not that at all. It is a bathroom. It is a very spacious bathroom and decorative. I mean, yo, we're walking on paving stones. This almost feels like a little spa. Yeah, and this ain't this to me. This doesn't come off as a toilet. This is just kind of like a loungy spot where I can lay my butt here and get a sick massage. Ah, oh, love that. And hop into the hot tub. Boom. So one time, two hot tubs, or two tubs, I'm sorry. Hot tub stuff, cleaning stuff, for a soak. Big old stone thing to soften yourself up on. Very nice. Yeah, very accommodating, I gotta say. Like, this is, and then here's, of course, is the Grand Loo, complete with teepee and a little bit of privacy. Appreciate that. Another vanity to clean ourselves up in. Yeah, that's very, very complete. Oh, even a sauna room. Nice. Now, very bright in here, too. But then we can make our way up. Just lay across this mat here, which, oh, boy. We got to clean that up. Well, you have these mats out. These are getting moist all the time. And, oh, man, that can get really bad. Maybe these are like just kind of like towels that they lay out, right? And then we'll grab them. We're meant to leave with them and all that. Yeah, because otherwise you just leave those sitting there. Oh, I'm not going to sit on that. Who knows who else has been there? You know what I mean? Oh, and I feel bad for the greens. Oh, no. Okay, these are magic greens. This, here's like the boss green, okay? This street lamp. It's like, I will protect you and I'll do some magic brouhaha to keep you guys from getting like cooked. And then this one's like, okay, I'm gonna do the same thing too. I'll protect you guys. So like, oh, thanks, boss. He's like, yeah, you're welcome. You got a partner? Yeah, we got it, buddy. And so they're working hard to protect the plants from, the heat. So yeah. Everything's got life to them, even street lamps, But yeah, all kind of random that behind this whole dining area is pretty much a full spot, which is, again, very, very accommodating. So you do the spa first or do you eat first? I don't know. But by the time you're through, like you're crashed. You've got to take a nap for sure. We're gonna go through the hallway because I think that place is probably the bedroom. But then first we have like this hall of hunting, and then we'll enter what could be a profession-y area. Oh, it's an outdoor profession area. Very nice. I like how this comes together. It's basically like their outdoorsy workshop. Yeah, great transition here as we come out. Because check out like the doorway, but then also out here you have like this roofed area with tons of greens. They start off with platforms, but we're like, no, that's not enough. Let's put some color in here. Let's put some greens. Oh, let's put some lights in here. Let's put some filters. Let's put some more greens and all that. So it's a very, very, very filled out. But then out here we have like our equipment. We have our even like trophy stuff is out here too. Congrats on your accolades. And then we'll be able to explore outside too. Really, really cool. I really like how this comes together. Oh, this is the bed. Wait, is this the bedroom actually? Oh, well, shoot. There it is. Well, surprise, surprise. So here we go. We climb in, try to climb in, boop. And what do we have above us? The moon. We got nothing else there. Nice. I hope there's no birds around here, but still very, very nice. But what if it rains? You know, there's no like drapes. Yeah, you know, magic will make plants grow or something like that. That's always cool. You know, like, you know, just go into the book, you know, rain, rain, oh my God. And then the whole thing just gets covered up, you know, and then it's like, rain, rain, it's all gone now. And then the thing goes away. So then we're good. So you got some easy, you know, easy magic chance. But otherwise, oh wow. Yeah, really neat. An outdoor bedroom. I see very, very few of these. So I feel like this is a really cool treat. And then we get this view of outside and everything. That's nice. That's really nice. Got this whole lived-in feel. Yeah, not a care in the world that we're outside. For me, not my vibe. I gotta have like my whole temperature, temp control and everything. But hunters who live out in the wild, nope, nope, not so much. So let's go around here, back towards like this kind of entrance, and we'll do like kind of the walk through this kind of like circular arch around the room. So of course we got more magic water. We go through, yeah, really, really filled out. Lots of varieties here. And then of course from out here we have like the nice glows coming from these windows, which don't make a lot of sense, but whatever. it's all good. Let's keep going around out here. Yeah, it's blindingly bright, but so filled out. Yeah, the personality here is great. It almost feels like a secondary entrance as we're going in. So like imagine ourselves like just kind of like being out here. You're like, okay, here's us on the outside, and like we're going around, and like here's like the I guess the entrance to the house. Like we go in, and boom, we're greeted with something like this right here. But we're actually in a bedroom. And then right through here is where we go inside. But no, it's actually like this this other wing, which is a lot of fun. Yeah, that's cool. Really, really great outdoor stuff. All right. So now, okay, not bedroom, but maybe bedroom. So we got lots of Kirin Tor brandy, right? So I expect a you know, kind of a different vibe. I mean, it's going to be not Shaldarai. That's shadow things or whatnot. Chandralar, something like that. Ah, okay. So mostly Kirin Tor vibes in here, but strong, strong mage flavors here. Floating candles, floating books, of course, the purple branding, as well as a little engineering corner as well. Nice. Dedication to the greatest of the professions, you know, gotta love that. And many professions, actually. So here we got alchemers, right? Alchemers and plants. What are we making? Delicious stuff. Actually, you know what they're making? They're just chopping up like spices and whatnot because it's like, oh, dude, this takeout was terrible. DoorDash sucks, man. But I just got to add some extra stuff. So chop, chop, chop. They just put their own stuff together. Magic. Almost literal magic, right? Let's go around with some more maybe profession stuff. Can't really say what's being depicted here. We have our order hall map as well. Booksies and collections. Yeah, lots of little things to kind of show like, you know, where this player came from. You know, that's like got some PvP stuff as well. These structures here, I believe they're fairly accessible. Like it's not too hard to get some of those. You just got to do some questing and everything. But yeah, love like the little bits of knickknacks that are all around. Oh, gotta have a yes. Gotta get them cookies too. All right, so I believe I'm gonna go through this shroud here and into because there's a suspiciously there is a doormat as if I'm gonna go outside or something. No, I'm not. Instead, this is the little creature's room of some sort because they have their own little door, so someone's coming out there. But here is where the animals dominate. So they are chilling, they are vibing, places popping. with color, or this is where they store the children for their experiments, right? So it's like, yo, if they're like doing little electric experiments and doing things with like the drugs, I mean, maybe it's not just for takeouts, right? Maybe this is a place where it's like, oh, look, it's so cute, everyone's playing and having a good time, and yada yada yada. And then it's like, oh, hey, Murgle, hey, why don't you come this way? Like, we're gonna have we're gonna do a cool thing. And then the Murgle's like, I don't want to go. The other Murgle that went, they never came back. That, oh no, it's cool. No, they're in this really fun place. It's really cool. It's full of like other animals and blah blah blah. And they're like, oh really? And they're like, yeah, hurry up, come on, let's go. And so they throw them in there, and then who knows what happens afterwards? Maybe they come back and they're not the same. Like a Murgle might come back, like this one here. It's like, hey, Murgle, you're like all like void colored now. And then this Murgle's like, and then they're like, oh, did something happen? So yeah, there might be some dastardly stuff happening here, but it comes off as innocent so far. Looks like everyone's having a good time. Reptar's cool. Murgle's napping, doing their thing. But I love the colors. There's so many different kinds of pillows here, and so it's deceptively. This is deceptively a very complex room because you have like this whole pile of stuff. It's laying stuff down and then tilting it the right way to make it look convincing. You've got to avoid some unnecessary clip when you can. So there's a bit of complexity that comes with trying to arrange this chaos and have it all fit. Yo, these guys are having like full-on pies and coffee too. I'm kind of jealous. They're getting hooked up. That's funny. That's funny. All right, the bedroom is an inspiration of Yubaba's baby room from Spirited Away. Oh, I haven't watched that one, but I think but I believe you. I will take your word for it, or I'll ask my wife later because she's much more familiar with that. But yeah, very cute build. A lot of fun. This is a great place. Thanks for showing us. So like, there we go. All right, so we got 4 minutes until I open signups, and like I said, we're doing the full spread of 18 again. Cheers to that. Should he put episode numbers on stream? It would be easier to find Brit's house and dock. Episode numbers? I don't know about episode numbers. I mean, I have a lot of episodes I need to get caught up with. That's kind of the problem with when it comes to like, hey, maybe you should have the system of blah blah blah, which might make sense. But I would have to like convert like all the old stuff too, and like, oh, it's already really rough. When I started the Around Azeroth channel, like that was like the big shift where I created like this whole sort of system, and that I think happened around like March or April or something like that. Thank you again, by the way. Thanks for having us. Yeah, that's when that's when on the back end, at least, I had this other organization system sort of set up, but it resulted in like the previous month, a couple months worth of visits, like they're super, super disorganized. And it's a struggle to like get those out. It's a lot. Now, for people who do want to find them, like they're, especially after the Around Azeroth channel came up and I started streaming on that channel, like they're available. You just gotta like kind of poke through. The other thing that people can do as well, if they want the VOD and they haven't seen it yet, there's a forum. You got to go to the Discord channel to do that. But there's a form to fill out where you can make your request. Where I'll ask, okay, do you know kind of when it was? And then I'll find it and then I'll put it out. So, so keep that in mind. Like if it's been a while and you've been waiting, make the request, because that helps to organize my thoughts, because there's like so many videos to balance over, and there's no way for me to get all of them out. People can easily wait for like a year and they won't see it, and I'll feel really bad. Yeah. All right, so I'll teleport to the next spot, but then we're gonna wait a few. Yeah, let me head over. We're going to. Oh, we're going to US. Yeah, right. Yay! And I'd love to see more EU folks sign up. That'd be awesome. So I don't think I want to do like a separate queue. That would be, or a separate sheet. That would be. I don't know. I don't think I would be happy with that. Where's my stuff? All right. So 739 plus 18 is what? 739, 749. Shit, 747? Is that it? Am I counting right? I'm the worst. 757. Okay. I was off by one digit. All right, we're up. Let's go. Good luck, folks. And again, I don't recommend taking too much time to like fill out, where you can like freely fill out stuff, where the secret room stuff. Just try to be brief. I don't want you to miss out on signing up because you took a really long time to like type something out. We could always fix that later. It's a little cumbersome, but I'd rather deal with that than for people to like miss out. That kind of sucks. All right. I tried on building my home will be finished in a couple years. I've been really slow too, man. I've been really slow. But yeah, if you do find your visit on YouTube and you don't really care to like get the VOD, but you want to share it, you can always, there's that whole share thing on YouTube where you can capture like the timestamps, yeah, the timestamp as well. So that'll be helpful. Okay, I at least want to see my vault really quick. Just real quick. I'm sure I ain't getting them good. I don't even know what I would even want from my vault anymore. Like, it's like I got a bunch of mythic level gears. Like, what else do I need? So like, yeah, that's nothing. That's I think I just want transmog now. So I'll take that, sure. I don't even care for the extra roll things because I already have like so much other stuff that. Oh. So before I forget, let me get that, and I'll get like the mythic version too. Just power this guy up real quick. What is it called? Imperator's Biana. Yay. Okay. Excellent. Sockets? You suck on, yeah, to me, that's not a big deal. That's what? That's going to give me more throughput. I don't need throughput. All right. Off to Valorville. Okay, there's Valorville and there's Valorville Horde, but Yeah, going to that one. What's the pieces? I'll show you in a bit. Sure. Also, I want another house to play with too. Two seemed too many at first, but now it's not enough. I mean, here's the problem though. Like you have like if you get a third house, are you gonna have enough storage for it? Do I have a transmog shuffler? I don't think there's random transmog yet. Is there? Did they finally bring that back? Because I'd love to have that again. I haven't done random transmog stuff in forever. So the mog that I'm using here is too bad I can't just display it all in text, huh? So a lot of this is using the current tier sets for paladins. So the chest, the gloves, and the feats, that's paladin stuff. It happens to be using Death Knight, this Death Knight set of pants, which is from, I don't know when this is from, but it's using these Death Knight pants, I think, Death Knight. I mean, it has the vibe of it, right? Because it came off as a pretty good match. I was really happy about that. The paladin shoulders are right up there because again, the tone matches really well. The shield and mace, I don't know. I just randomly put that together. And then the helmet that I used is from the trading post, the Molten Inferno helm. That's it. Yeah, that's basically the long and short of it. But yeah, I like how this ended up coming together. It's not bad. It's not bad. I do a better job at mogging than you. Oh, I know. I'm just kidding. I haven't done a lot of transmog stuff lately. Like is random transmog back? Does anyone happen to know? Because I will definitely bring that back if I can. Like I remember what was it called, transmog roulette. Nope, that hasn't been updated since 2021. So that's not that's not gonna work. Will look fresh with a Blood Knight tabard. It would be weird because this 3D effect would like mess with it. So here, let me show you. There it is. To me, that doesn't pop right. Like the red is a little different. It just doesn't really come off too great. Yeah, and it's especially because of the 3D texture here that clips over it. Yeah, it makes me kind of like, I don't know. Like something that contrast may potentially work better, whereas like the dark one. So like that would be better, but like again, this texture here just kind of messes with it. Okay, let me look at the latest thing. Or actually the I don't think Better Wardrobe does it. Does it? You like how it clips? Yeah, I'm okay. But that's me, right? All right. Let's get to it. All right, folks, this is Cadus's place. Rover Founders, there's the boss all the way up there. And we have like this whole keep set up. This is very nice, very swank. I like the clean look of it too. It's almost as if they just finished the place. And it's like, yo, here you go, guys. I mean, the reality probably is they ran out of budget, so there's not much room to put like, you know, flavorful things like bloodstains or greens to kind of like dress the place up. But instead we have like this very, very clean look. I ain't complaining. You know, we have these intimidating tusks and these ramparts around here. As we go around the house, curiously, you have rocks that are being built around it. Now, I suspect that this many rocks is arguably maybe cheaper than having more walls because they would need to like set up like a whole thing and floors and all that stuff. But here, not so much. Or maybe they just wanted to avoid having to deal with like that much more area space because we are going to climb up. Like we're entering through here. And we have like this upper level. As for what's down here, very minimal. So as soon as we get more budget, we'll be able to like have, like weapon racks and like little barracks kinds of things for like troops to like pour out as soon as like bad guys come over. That'd be kind of neat. Or if you're playing like a horde mode and there's like a bajillion scourge that are coming in, they're like pouring through here, and you're like throwing down rain of fire and blizzard, you're getting all those guys, but they keep leaking through, so you funnel them through here and then you do it again. So you got a really good place for AoE farming. Very efficient. Appreciate that. Maybe someday if player housing becomes a whole tower defense game, I would be ruined. I would seriously be ruined if they went ahead and like they turned housing into like this possible like mini game sort of thing where you can like spawn mobs and then you throw down turrets that you design and all that stuff. And you try, oh man, endless gameplay. I would be so in trouble with something like that. But let's go inside. Very exciting outside. Let's see what we have in here though. All right, so as we go in, it sort of caves itself out. So we came into this house, we climbed up into this area, but then now we have like these big cavey vibes. Let me turn around real quick. We can lay down our stuff. Actually, here we go. I think I can click that. Yes. So that's me laying down my weapons. And we're also invited up almost immediately. That's interesting. But they're going that way. I almost want to feel like a rebel and just go upstairs, just because, just to usurp expectations and all that. Like, haha, I got him. But no, I'm not going to do that. Instead, I will, I'll go ahead and follow him. See how that goes. And then I got to, here, I got to change this really quick too. Sorry about that. All right. So let's make our way through. Great pond work that's happening out here, by the way. Nice and easy. Couple greens here, letting the pond do a lot of the work, laying down a couple of extras, Herondar lights, to offer a little bit of highlight, but it's being contrasted by the low ceiling and all the rock work here. So, very nice scene that you have here. All right, so the boss is inviting us into their private club, and they even have like their little sentry guy up there to make sure that they ain't pulling no shenanigans. They open that door themselves. That's kind of scary. I'm still kind of far away. That was not me. But let's make our way in. This is looks like a table for one, please. I'm just gonna go wherever I like. We walk in to a restaurant plus stage. Hey, check that out. Huge stage, by the way. It's kind of funny, people are walking in, they're immediately getting blasted with music on the side here. Elite Torn Chieftain is playing. They're rocking out, having themselves a good time. Doesn't look like there's a back room out there, but we have like the full-on set with their magical drumsticks that never go bad, and they always like, enhanced impact enchantments. That's how that goes. This is the Warcraft universe after all. They even made sure to have like the whole hammering thing by using that actual hammer. Nice. Now this drum must be tough as crazy. It must be crazy tough because it's withstanding metal. Boom, 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 boom. It's like, nah, I got this. We're good. Or they replace it every night because it just gets totally worn out. So what are folks doing here? They're relaxing. They're smoking. They're drinking. Coffees or wines. Oh, we got the bar. This is a very nice looking bar setup from this distance. Oh, that's clean. Very clean setup. Very unique too. And simple. Now that I'm looking at this. Because here we have Razor One tables that you start off with. It's being capped off with these blank canvases. Blank canvases to top it off. Easy shells put on top. And that's mostly it. And then some dressing here. So I like how clean this ends up looking. Yeah, it has a sort of a modern style look to it. So you got top shelf stuff, huge wines and liquors and everything. Place is busy. You know, got a lot of stuff going on. People are covering up like, we're covering up what look like. Actually, no, there's the dishes. At first, I thought those were like fruits. But yeah, place is popping right now. Everyone's on the floor. But of course, there is, yeah, and food's going out too. Some folks are just there for drinks. Others are here for full-on dinners. And then up here, VIP stuff. Oh yeah. So here's where like Gallywix and the Ethereals are like chilling, so that way Gallywix is preparing for like his his trip to the Shadowlands and all that. I kind of get that Tazavesh feel. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what I'm getting from this spot. Yeah, great spread. All right. And of course, it's kind of cute how they're like, ooh, check out my station. We got our bakery too. Now this is my spot, right? This is a spot that's definitely more my jam. I get my coffees. I get my sweets. What do we got? Pies, and that's it. That's their specialty. No problem with that. All right. Again, notice how we have like the same kind of counter work going on. So nice, consistent feel as we go through the spot. Very thoughtful too. Check out the overhead lamps. We start off with the Dalaran post, but then you have like these screaming lights. These are all, from the looks of it, these are all Borealis bottle lamps that are illuminating the spots. So, look at that. You even got like warm utensils. Very, very thoughtful. All right, so I'm going to pull that lever, boop, and then open the door into, where it all happens. So I'm guessing this is like all the machinery to get like the beer taps and all that stuff working. I'm not familiar with this technology myself, but whatever works. And lights are up. That's cool. And then right through here, what was here? A placeholder. I'm gonna guess it's a placeholder for an internal greenhouse. For, stuff. Just stuff. Run out of budget? How do you run out of... No, I'm just kidding. So that's gonna be more kitchen stuff? That's crazy. Ran out of budget with the kitchen. That's wild. But yeah, cool restaurant. And stage that you have there. All right. Time is being fickle here. So let's go back to main room. So there's main room. And then we'll make our way up. Now these are, this is not a pre-built staircase room. They built their own. Fun little contrast here between the different types of beams being used here. But as we get to the top, nice little opal garden. That's unique. Yeah, so all of them are just sitting on them greens. We also have this nice little dedication. Very subtle with some of the pieces used. You have this sand garden that you can't really get close to, which is cool. But back there, like they're paying their respects to perhaps absent friends. Yeah, I like how the light dances on top of that. But now let's go this way. So, boop boop, a little baby climb. We're crossing a dry dirt path. We also have like a little bit of branding on the side. We'll cross over past another set. Oh, we're outside now. So on this spot, oh, wow. Oh, that's really good. It's like this whole Japanese, this kind of a Japanese style house, sort of, not really, but we have like this cool courtyard in the middle. Oh, that's sick. So we're not going to go out there yet. I want to go off to the side here and appreciate what's going on here. Very spacious. It almost feels like there's going to be more that they want to fill out as soon as the budget allows. But over, like at least in this corner, magic-y stuff and loungy stuff right over here. Very interesting that they used, what are these that are being used here? Just benches. Blinds. Big old thick blinds. Now, they're thick enough to be presents, but they are spaced out enough to let us see the outside, which I think is a very cool flavor. But they're obviously not benches because otherwise they would be like, a bit flat. That's really cool though. Really, really neat what they did there. Now around here, nice little bar setup. If we want to fix ourselves some extra shots and all that, which is fine by me. Continue exploring the outside and seeing how all this is filled out. This is really good. I like how spacious it is. There's room for like so much more if they wanted to put things together. And of course, we have like the whole gallery of collections. Oh, that's fun. Like, hey, check it out. This is from this boss, and this is from that boss, and like, here's some cool things here. So, like, someday we're going to see like a lot of houses that have this sort of style to it, where we're going to hang up like just cool things we've collected. I'm talking about weapons and armor and like other, achievement related stuff. Signs of where we've been in our Warcraft career. It's going to be sick. It's going to be so cool once that happens. For me at least, I know that's going to be kind of a big shift for me because I'm going to end up dedicating a lot of project house time into having these celebrations of my WoW career. And so I think it's going to be a lot of fun when other people will be able to really get into that as well. That including blueprints, and people just kind of like download a gallery of sorts. And from there, there's just going to be so much to enjoy. So let's go out here real quick. Enjoy the courtyard from the actual courtyard, eh? Yeah, great spread. Again, I love the blinds. I think that's a great job. Now, interesting style. Like here, they went with trellises because this is just cheaper. Whereas the blinds here, very unique flavor, but boy, is that expensive, right? I imagine that's pretty expensive. And there is an upper level to explore too. Yeah, very, very neat. And you said your budget was full, right? Like how much? Oh no, the walk check. Okay, so I failed the walk check, unfortunately. But yeah. So what level is your house? Is it is it max level right now? Because boy, that's a lot of pieces, or it's a lot of budget that suddenly went in here. Yeah, great up. Oh, not just an upper area, but oh, it's a full-on house. Nice. Okay, now I'm seeing. Okay, this room is dense. There's a lot of small pieces that go into this room, like so many rugs. But I really like how this comes together. Like it makes the colors pop so good. It's like this kind of gold and green that you have here. So great tiling that you have here in this super deluxe bathroom. Yeah, really nice. And this doubles up as their bedroom. They even have like their whole like outdoor view here. Yeah, really spacious. Like if I could zoom out further and like see like the whole shape of this place, oh, that'd be sick. That would be sick. They'd have to, build like the whole roof and everything, but it looks like they kind of have. So let's go into the bedroom. Very open air. You can see here, like there's like no doors whatsoever, but I'm totally good with that style. Hop onto this draconic bed, and even up here, you got views on the outside, fencing and everything. Some very intense beamwork that's happening up here to achieve all these shapes. Check out check out the placement of the beams, the platforms and everything. It has a very natural look to it. And by natural, I mean like it sort of looks messy. It's not that messy, but it has again that very natural manufactured feel. It's not like not everything has to be like this perfect pattern. But I really like this look. Yeah, even like the walls have like certain colors to them as well. Yeah, let's look down a little bit at the courtyard. Can't get that big of a view because these beams be really thick, so a bit of a restriction there. But here, like, we have our own like kitchen and everything. So yeah, it's its own full apartment, not apartment. You know, this full house that we have set up. I mean, downstairs and not downstairs. You know, elsewhere we had the whole restaurants. But as for the lived-in area, yeah, very pleasant kitchen spread that we have here, cookbooks and all, and room for four for a fantabulous dinner with a view outside. Yeah, very airy is what I'm getting out here. Especially because there's like, you know, not much for like rooms, window, you know, doors, windows, and all that. Okay, so now we're going to climb here. Kind of a bummer that the elevation here had to come up like this, but this is also kind of an attic area. So having it look like this, that doesn't seem like a big deal. But we are in the attic. Roof is right above us, and we just have storage. Great use of the remaining space. Because, well, we're not too high up, but we're pretty high up. All right. So that's crazy. So did I see everything? Because I'm like, wow, this really took up like the whole budget. Like I feel like most of it is this room, but oh actually, we can go up a little higher. So we'll check that out in a bit. All right, so let's make our way up one more level. Boop, 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 boop. Hey, look, folio. And then here's the roof. Okay, so we do have a very, yeah, they did fill out the whole roof. It's very convincing. Really clean look. And then we have this last spot here to hang out in. Nice set of greens and this fireplace. Well, sort of fireplace. Not exactly a pit or anything. Yeah, wow. Great use of this room. And again, very, very filled out. Oh, man. And so, like, later, when we get, like, oh, gosh, we're still going. When we get, like, the extra 1,600 budget, then we're going to be able to add even more. And so here we get, like, the full view of everything here, as well as the view down below. Yay! Yeah, this room is really, really dense. Yeah, that's all. Okay, so maybe I'm not so surprised that, that you went through, like, the whole budget. Wow. Oh, man. See, it's going to be crazy when the new pieces come out in 12.1. You know, it's gonna change the way some people look at their builds, and they're gonna be looking at like some of these tiles and be like, oh man, I'll be able to like pull out like way cleaner shapes and things like that. And yeah, so some people are going to be challenged to bring down their whole build and start over because there's like so much more potential that they can get with some of these tiles and new bits of decor. Not everyone's going to react the same way, but bringing a new decor, it's always going to introduce that sort of possibility. But I'd say now that basements are going to become a thing and blueprints, there's going to be a lot of rethinking, a lot of really big shifts that are going to happen with people's builds, or even like full teardowns, and they might start from scratch because it's like, oh, you know, let's go and do this, especially because they'll be able to back up their whole previous build, right? And they could always like bring it back if they wanted to, as long as they have like all the decor for it. But yeah, great build. Thanks for showing us. Basements, what you're excited? Yeah, a lot of people are excited for that, for sure. You know, not just the idea of a basement, but like you can have like, let's pretend that the layout of your house was nothing but stairwell rooms. So like here's your entrance, and then it's all stairwell rooms, and then at the very top, yeah, on the highest floor, that's where you move the entrance. And so now all of a sudden you walk in, now you have like this whole thing that you're building down into. And that's pretty neat. That's pretty neat. All right. let's head over to Elembri's place. All right, I'll be right back. They need to increase the item storage for housing. For some of us, it's going to get tight, and not everyone does housing, so it may not strain the servers. Yes, that is like the number one thing, but I don't think we don't need to logic our way into it. They should, they should just do it. So what I mean by that, Britt, like, I don't think that they should increase the storage exactly for us, the 1% of folks that are going to really utilize those increased budgets. And it shouldn't just be because, it's because not everyone does housing, because what if that changes? What if suddenly a lot more people get into it because of, for example, blueprints, and all of a sudden now a lot more folks are going to participate because it's that much more accessible. Then all of a sudden that whole thought of, oh, well, only certain people are using it. Now that just kind of like bites them in the ass later. And so it's for that reason why I don't think developers typically decide things based on like that sort of logic. So, wizard news. Okay. Let me look at stuff. So the core duels is going to go away after, with the new season. I was wondering about that. I'm like, they haven't said anything about this, about that in a while. I'm sure that they're going to end it after the season ends, but all right. Oh, and good changes. Ooh, that's good. Because I know my ass has been lazy about doing these. All right, so heed the call to join the core duels before the doors close in this final search before the patch goes live. To help you get the most out of it, we've made a few changes. Hiders will no longer be automatically revealed when 30 seconds remain in the match. Flies have been removed from hiders who stay in location one too long. The energy increase rate for seekers has been reduced, so it's going to be just harder to find people. But double coins. Once the settles, the core deal is no longer available. Players will still be able to purchase the cards from the vendors and so. Okay, cool. And that's it, right? Okay, cool. Neat. So I'm counting on a bit more participation there. Awesome. They're for Marl. How much Marl? I'm kind of curious. Yeah, because I know I never checked the vendor to like see for myself. It says the core says it's available. What about the other stuff? Oh, you mean like the transmog? Good question. Yeah. I mean, the vendor's in the same place, so I'm hoping that it'll be. I mean, we've seen stuff get moved. So while they go away for a while, they eventually get moved elsewhere. So I'm not all that worried. All right. I think we're ready to get back into it. Yeah. Transmog still shows for the dual currency. Okay. Yeah, so we'll just have to see, or just make noise about it. All good. By the way, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 15. There are 5 remaining spots. And one EU person has signed up. Just one. Oh, so lonely. So come on, dudes. Oh, wait, here's a question. Is there a person on the EU who does visits? Because they might just dominate the space in that case. You know, they might just they might be the ones who are sucking them all up, which I get because I typically get a much smaller audience from the EU as a whole. So there's that. All right, anyway, it's game time, buddies. It's game time. All right, so that one. All right, folks, this is a Lumbrie's place. This time we're over in Razorwind. And here, I'm going to back up some. So I'm going to go back here. Here's like the main road. Yeah, it's very obscured. Somewhere in there is the house. Somewhere in there. All right. Yeah, I have no idea where it is, but we'll get there. But this is how we're sort of welcomed, not welcomed into this. I mean, we do have a path. You know, so people are, you know, so they did carve for themselves or for visitors a way in. Let's make our way through though. Big greens that we have here. Like here's me. So we have large greens to fill up the space. I think that's the intent. They wanted to make this place like nice and thick, make it a place that we have to like kind of like find and discover, even in the confines of these plots. So I still don't exactly, unless the house is above me. Actually, no, here it is. It's like somewhere in there. So I will actually wait. Actually, here's the entrance, I think. Yeah. Okay, so so it's a blood elf house, but you wouldn't know it immediately, right? Huge trees are like just almost coating it, but not really coating it. It's not meant to, I don't think it's meant to like skin the whole place, but it was, yeah, it's pretty covered. Look at that thing, dude. That's cool though. That's cool. It'll be even better later on because notice how a lot of these trees are they have a founder's feel to it and not exactly a Razorwind vibe. So it'll be cool when we get more tree styles, ones that fits this style here in Ashara. That way we can achieve this same sort of look. That's kind of funny though. So somewhere in here is the house. That's neat though. That's neat. All right, let's go on inside. No one does like I do. Oh, thank you, Beans. Appreciate that. Rivendell also does both. Yeah, I'm wondering if there's like, you know, someone who is primarily like based in the EU, like Taliesin, like they don't do regular house visits or anything like that. Like, um, I don't know who like is there who does. I know I do really structured visits. You know, like hey, here's the sign up form and there's rules and blah blah blah. And I think other folks they like do like big. They just organize big groups and then they do like big old group visits, which I know I know that's not me. I don't really like doing those. Um, but I'm just wondering if there is no one. Okay, in that case, hey EU folks, come on, come on, guys. You know, love having everyone if we can. So no pressure though. Pressure. All right. So as soon as we go in, now remember we came in from this pretty dense foresty kind of a spot from outside Razorwind. We come inside here and it tightens up cave stuff all of a sudden. Yeah. Vibe shifts. And above us, okay, a lot of cave stuff. Oh, wow. We're climbing up pretty high. But let's start off down here. Under the roots of the tree. You know, we have this fountain that is kind of a fountain, but it's more like it almost feels like it's like this waterfall kind of thing that they set up attached to the stairs, and you just happen to have that large object over there. So it's a fountain, but not a fountain. But we're using this as this climb. Nice climb that we have here, by the way. Oh wow. Oh, that's a neat shot that we have here. I like how this looks because you have like these deep purples right around here, and then right ahead you have like the softer yellows coming out. I think that's neat. I think that's a pretty cool contrast shot. Um, it has like this otherworldly vibe, sort of. On the other end here, we can see once again the climb that takes us all the way up. You can kind of see all the way up there, like a crack in the ceiling, as if we're in like this sort of like very cavernous spot. That's very cool though. I like how all of this is coming together. It's pretty wild when you're trying to create like this really big build. You don't imagine, hey, I want a shot like this. It just kind of happens to work out like that. And then when you're done with the work, you look up and you're like, oh wow. A lot of the time I think people are surprised at how it all comes together. And when they look at things from like different angles, it's like, oh, that turned out really great. So here we have this sort of outdoor hallway, looks like, or outdoor hallway. It's nighttime. We're in Razorwind, so very in character with the cacti, the palm trees, and everything. Really nice setup over here. Oh, and funny enough, you have this sort of contrast too. So here we have more Eastern Kingdoms vibes. We have those kinds of greens. The West, the East. I gotta say, West Side till I die, man. But yeah. Now, let's head into this library kind of room. Again, really big yellow lights here, and of course, very big. We have this huge embiggened chandelier. This lamppost, it's doing its best, but it has no chance. Has no chance against this encroaching yellow light. Really, really strong. And there's also, actually, there's other chandeliers too that are giving off this yellow light. Let's back up around here. Now remember, we're under the stairs, and we have this nice little bedroom. Now this fireplace, it almost feels like it's kind of getting in the way of things. Now keep in mind that above this fireplace is like the top of the stairs, so it's kind of it's a little disorienting for me to see something like this all the way out here, knowing that it's going to go. So we'll see how it looks when we go upstairs. I'm going to be very curious, and then I'll leave an additional comment or feedback on that. But let's retreat back just a bit, start going around, and do this climb. Oh, they made sure to turn the thing on. Nice. I like that. Great choice of bookshelves. People love using these. One, they're not too expensive. Okay, they are kind of expensive, between the gold and the order resources. But they take up a lot of space. They have a great shape to them. They're easy to clip together. You can see here like how they clip, and it could be kind of messy, but you tend to forget about it really easily because it just looks nice visually. And it has that little bit of clutter too, and that's always nice. Now up here, more bookshelves, but I'm going back to that. So here it is. Here's the fireplace. It's barely like peeking out. So I think it would have worked out better if that fireplace is just pushed back a little bit. It would just make it feel, it takes me out. It's not that bad, but it's just one thing that I'll nitpick, right? Let's get to the top of these pre-built stairs. So now I think we're on the third floor of the place. We have, pretty. Back to the greens again. Always love big arrangements of greens. They pretty much always land so well. But now we have this climb up here. And notice here we have like much softer lights between these lampposts here, and as well as I keep calling these the advanced moon wells. It's just the large brazier. There's like the small one, and then there's the large one. But check it out. This is basically their version of the War Chief chair. You know, you have like the braziers on the side, but instead of like the fires and looking all badass and all that, you have these plants coming out. This also looks all badass and everything. Very cool. What's here on the side though? So here we have here's what this thing is in the back. Okay, yeah, that's the soul strip, but I'm wondering what's that fuzzy thing? Is that the actual? Oh, oh, that is the throne. Okay, so it is here. It's just being like it's so skinned that you barely see any of it. You don't see a whole lot of it here. You see, yeah, very little of it. It's almost unrecognizable. But the shaping, of course, is. Great work though. I really like how this comes. This is the kind of thing that when the time comes, and if we can, like mass select, and then copy things and blueprint it, this would be a cool thing to blueprint. Like, yo, here's like here's this version of the war chief chair, boom, and then throw these down. That's really neat. I like that. All right. Actually, did I see everything on this thing? I don't think I broke this down at all, did I? No, I didn't. So you have like the throne as normal. But then you also have like these kinds of tables, which, okay, the brazier is kind of preventing me from doing the previews. Surmar tables are skinning the top of that. And then here was the soul chair. That's kind of funny. And then greens. That's most of it. Table, table, table to lead us down. And then braziers on the side that that are meant to kind of replace the regular braziers. Yeah, I'd like that. I like that. And no books. No reading on top of that throne. All right, so let's navigate our way through this very, very thick foresty area. Let me see really quick. All right. And as we cross over, so I think now we've returned to one of the rooms from before. Yeah, so here's the entrance. It's right down there. We climb up, and now we're above the initial room. I like how we wound around to this. Now we have some options here. We can return here to the inside, which is very, very yellow. Like these lights are very dominant. Or we can climb. And let's climb. Let's explore and see what we have up here. So in this bluer room, you know, the filigree lights are doing most of the work. You have a little bit here, but then that's actually the Arcan door, and those are just things, some included decor. We get to the top here, and now we get this little peek of the outside there. And one little tree that's threatening to like take over. All right. So let's go in through here, past the sewer gates, which is definitely not a sewer. We are once again in this very, very foresty, very green-filled hallway. And notice how the lights, they feel pretty low. And then, and then a big shift. Wow. So while we still have like some of the Bellineth themes and everything, along with the, you know, across the walls and ceilings, now we have what feels like a more welcoming variety of stuff. You know, so like to our right, it's kind of like troll effigy on top of the greens. And then we have like, you know, a more personal place for like drinks, refreshments, and all that. I mean, it's been a long walk. We actually covered a pretty good bit of distance as we got up here. Here we can enjoy some of the sound of the fountain, you know, a little bit of the splash, because I mean, it's a huge splash that's coming out here. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see like some puddles like sort of building up. Let's go around here past the suspicious looking okay, I can't really get past that, but yeah, kind of suspicious. There's like just kind of a void thing hanging out there, and also here. Interesting. It's this kind of void troll fusion of sorts. Oh, it's a bedroom. Okay. It almost felt like it almost felt like a hallway. So let me retreat back here again. You know, yeah, it's so spacious and all that. And then we saw like multiple rooms and doors, but no, it turns out this is just a very dressed up, very expansive bedroom. You know, there's lots of space, but they filled up a lot of that space with all sorts of stuff. Here we have like the classic divider to help separate sounds from the rest of the place. Although it's kind of a long ways to run into any activity. There's like all the foresty stuff. I like the different arch that's there too. Uh, so this is, I imagine this place, aside from the fountain here, very quiet spot. So let's go back around again into a bathroom where there's already a lot of privacy, but this is just for the sake of, it almost feels like a formality. Let's hop into the tub here, have ourselves a good time, relax, also enjoy the waterfall shower. That's right here as well, so it's a twofer. All of our needs are met here. I like the efficiency there. Once we're good to go, we dry off, we get ourselves dolled up and prettied, and then we're good to go. Whether it's off to adventures or off to bed. Murgle stands alone, guarding the place, making sure the coffee's hot, and we're being flanked by our little buddies. Wolf there, lion there, ready to claw faces in case anyone makes their way all the way up here. Oh, and then here, a separate workshop. Pretty dense with what we have here. There are things to read. There are things to like go through. There are shelves to click that lead nowhere. Just outside. But yeah, we have alchemy stuff going. Some not dastardly stuff, but I would say there's like some mid-level risk things. You can call this a workshop, but I'd say it's given that it's just right outside the bedroom, there isn't anything too crazy going on. I don't expect like portals to pop up, but we are working with some pretty gnarly stuff. That might be why we have like this whole enchanting glyph here. That way, if anything did get crazy, it would just be like, blamp, things would be contained in this room. So Puppy and Wolf and Murgle, they're all safe. That's cool. Nice little lived-in feel. Bit of organization, bit of not. I like that. I like this place a lot. Yeah, and bright too. I've seen quite a few offices and workspaces that aren't very well lit. It's like, you got all these books, which is great, and I'm sure like magic will help illuminate things if we needed to. But at the same time, it's like, having some natural lighting would be cool too, right? I mean, you might as well. It's your house. You're not on an adventure and, you need to like read out of like necessity or anything like that. It's like, no, you're just at home. All right, so we're coming downstairs. We're returning back to this room that had like all the yellow lights. And now we have options. So outdoors, probably outdoors, and different. So let's do different. We're gonna go left down this L shape here. And already we have a lot of small rooms all of a sudden. So here's like a little carve out. Another hot tub. Nice. But this one's separate. This one's kind of more public, right? A bit more of a public tub. Here, once we're done, we slather blood all over our faces, like, oh yeah, nice and clean. Oh, excellent. I'm ready, baby. Whoa, and so I don't know what this is for. This is yeah, let's go with that. We just want to douse ourselves in a little bit of blood. Excellent. But it feels like it's a warband hall. Demon Hunter stuff. Paladin stuff. Other stuff. So let's look at Demon Hunter room first. And we have a very modest room. Check the lighting. Nice and dark. Bed is nice and kept, but they're off to adventure. So off they go. They want to keep their stuff clean. Separate themselves between the adventuring and like the rest. So they lay everything down. All right, cool. I'm just going to read my book. Cool. Easy. Paladin stuff. Very similar vibe, but a little bit of a different personalization, but nothing that's very distinctly, oh, this is definitely the Paladin's room. This is definitely the Demon Hunter's room. So it's like they leave their business outside. Know what I mean? Here it's like, everything's off. I'm just a person just like everyone else. This person's like, yeah, well, I got fell eyes. I can't turn that stuff off. And he's like, yeah, you're right. Sucks to be you, huh? So I'm sure they get along fine, right? Yeah, I'm sure this person's like, good morning, Demon Hunter. He's like, and then this dude's like, oh, good morning. Are you ready to sacrifice everything? And then this dude's like, okay, dude, you say this every day. What time is it, Paladin? Time to sacrifice everything, right? Yeah, that's funny, right? It's like, no, that's not very funny at all. But, oh well, I'm sure they get along. Oh, meanwhile, it's another person. So there's a third person who lives here. Perhaps a monk? Or a Pandaren? Perhaps an evoker? Perhaps a Drakthir monk? Yeah, I'll go with that. I didn't realize that could be monks, but yeah, Drakthir monk. I'll go with that. They're like, oh my god, you guys are impossible. That's why I'm a monk, because I'm a Zen master. If it wasn't for you guys, I'd be a warrior, but you guys are so loud, you don't shut up. I became a monk so that way I can handle your bull. So that's the quick story there. All right. So that was Warband Room. I think I'm going to cut across next. Yeah, so there's that spot. There's even more actually. Okay, so through this T-shaped room, there's a thing outside, but I'm gonna go here next. Feels like there's gonna be more, and we've entered what feels like a kind of a public gathering spot for the war. This is like the cafeteria for the warband. So there's at least 3 of them, right? Small spread of food. Not all the time are they going to eat together. I get that. We also have places to relax, stay warm. Okay, interesting. We can see outside from here. That's very charming. So here's all 3 of them. They're all just kind of like plopped here. Drakthir, I'm just going to say human. Sure. Human. Demon Hunter, usually an elf person. Very interesting warband that you have there. The 3 amigos. Something like that. Somehow they get along. Not really. I'd say the monk is like the leader of the pack. Whereas the Demon Hunter and Paladin, they hold their own, but when you put them together, it's like oil and water, man. Like they don't get along, but they do get along when you have to. It's that kind of trope, right? In the end, we're family, yada, yada, yada. So, all right. Nice ED spots. And now it looks like we're going to be exploring like 2 outdoor rooms. So we'll go to this one first. Okay, maybe this isn't an outdoor room, but it sure feels like it. Okay, they do these great transitions going through here. We're passing under these beds as well as we're in water. So yeah, really cool vibe that we have here. It's like, it kind of has like a sort of a swampy vibe to it too. So we finish going through here and enter. Ooh, wow. Oh, this is really cool looking. I really like this contrast because you have like some fell branding all throughout the spot. We're in space, and the way that the light is coming here, like there are 3 main colors. You have the green, you have purple, and you have like these pinks that are mostly coming from the cherry blossom trees, but it's kind of dulled out because of the current lighting and how the other glows are coming out. But I really like how this all dances together. Yeah, really neat. Wow. So what is this? It's like a chapel of sorts, right? Lots of greens. Here's the altar up top, candles, big spread of everything. Boom, boom, boom. Let's turn around. And, oh, yeah, really, really pretty. This is a very unique kind of landscaping setup we have here. And then check out flanking each side is, most of the greens that are really bringing all this together. We're just going to kind of like intrusively blast through, so we're passing by all sorts of like big and small greens, trees as well. And then of course you can notice like some of the cherry blossom trees. It kind of sucks. I know I comment about this a lot. It's just it sort of sucks that the petals, that they don't obey lighting effects at all. It's just an effect on its own that doesn't get altered by lighting. And so it's always going to be that bright. And that sort of takes me out whenever we have like these low light settings. And so these just kind of pop in kind of weird ways. You just kind of got to get over it. So I do. Yeah, I do my best. And, just try to appreciate how pretty all this comes together. Elven tables and pillars help to just add a little bit more shape to it. But of course, the greens are just growing all around these. Doesn't really care if it's clipping through or blasting through. It's just a great shot. Really, really fun. The floors up top, you can kind of see, instead of rugs, it's using the Razorwind, upside down Razorwind fountains, which create that additional texture here. But I kind of like that. I like that it comes together, that it's not like this perfectly smooth shape. It feels like it gives texture to the sky, if that's a thing. It's as if there's like clouds or haze above us, if we're trying to kind of like imagine that we're outside. Yeah, great stuff. Really pretty. And we got one more. I'm gonna slow walk our way through this one too, because it's just a nice experience here. Now, of course, if anyone's going to the spot, they're like, "Oh my god, Jeffrey, did you bring my swamp boots?" Darling, did you say swamp boots? Yes, Jeffrey, because we're going to be going to the chapel just like we do every week, but I need my swamp boots so I can get through this. It's like, why don't you just use levitate? Oh my god, just shut up and get me my swamp boots. It's like, okay, dear, let me get these. Gosh. Yeah, levitate will work too. Haha. All right, so we have one more. I think it's an outdoor room. Now I just don't know. Now it's all just a surprise. Okay, it is outdoors. Yay. I was finally right. Oh, wow. Okay, there's the boss. Complete with this kind of crescent swing. That looks neat. So let's look around here. We'll just come out to this spot for the moment, kind of pan around. Oh, yeah, once again, huge variety with the greens being used here. Space is all filled out from this angle at least. Yeah, so we're looking great. Even places to like snack and eat. And we appear to be coming out of a kind of a cave structure. As we reach, as we got to the top of this place, we were climbing for a little bit. But yeah, great crown on top of that cave. Check out that waterfall and the river just flowing right through, under the bridge, and to nowhere. Yeah, so great work there. Nice and easy using the paving stones to guide us over. Let's cross right quick. I want to see what this telescope is pointing at. Nothing crazy. Nothing that crazy. But maybe there's like a cool landmark that they're looking out for. But oh wow, okay, this is a bigger crescent than I thought. Wow, look at that. See, it's okay, hold on. It's like one part swing, but one part throne, with just the way it highlights our characters here. It's so neat. I love how these days, because of player housing, we can mess with lighting to affect how our characters look under certain lighting. Because you can see how the boss like has a certain glow to them because they're already wearing like pretty bright clothing. So now it's just kind of blasting out. Meanwhile, while the armor that I happen to be wearing, it has this very, very deep red to it. the blue light is just washing it out, and it creates, maybe not an effect that you might like, but it's just cool seeing the different effects that do come that you don't commonly see, because there's only certain places in WoW where you have lighting hit us in certain ways, and with player housing, we can just kind of customize this however the heck we like to just do it, right? So really neat that they have like this big highlights over themselves. I like that. It's almost vain. I know that if I did something like this, it would be entirely to elevate myself. Like, oh, check out my greatness, something like that. But I'm sure that's not entirely the case there, given that there were 2 seats. What a great build, though. Awesome stuff. Yeah, very pretty. Very great job with the greens. Yeah, thanks for showing us. Sunglasses needed. Yeah. I'll never make this thing again. It was such a pain, but I love it. I mean, I can imagine. Like some of the effort to make this more natural might include rotating these in like certain ways, and that that would be its own kind of pain in the butts, and yeah, that'd be a lot. Well, that would be a lot. I mean, it'd be kind of easy to do, so you can have this kind of more natural look to it, or you can just leave it as is, have it very uniform, so that way it has this manufactured sort of shape instead of something that attempts to be naturally made. If there's such a thing. But yeah, that's a lot. It's the kind of thing that you'd want to wait for blueprints, not just blueprints, but copy paste, so you can like take individual things and basically save them for yourself. All right. Let's get a move on. Oh, thanks for having us. Appreciate it. So that was a Druid and Warlock Cathedral. Very very contrast, but very cool. Very cool. All right. So was there other news real quick? All right. All right, 2 more for today. Cool. Heal. Sorry, let me check 1 or 2 other things. Okay. All right, folks, this is Dolce Housing's place. We're over in Founders. This big old cherry tree is almost like it's like the first thing that's telling me hello. The Arkandor is also telling me hello, but from a bit further away. We're in a kind of less familiar part of Founders from what I usually see. Kind of neat, though. The whole place is fenced off, though. Yeah, pretty much all around, with the exception of the house, of course. But let's take a look. I'm going to retreat back a little bit. Let's take a look at this from first-person view. So, around the area, lots of paving stones that got us in through multiple spots. Let's go around here past the Arkandor, because I saw this window here. I was very interested to take a closer look at this. Okay, so they have like this kind of extended window out. Drape plus... Actually, there's 2 drapes, the blue one and the red one, and then also the fencing there. It's almost like security fencing to prevent break-ins and all that. Back here, they, between here and the fencing, they have this kind of tucked away place for Yard tools, very nice. That's a cool thing to have. I mean, they have like the walls and then the puppy house that's there to top it off. So nice, simple shed. Platform, wall, roof. Kind of expensive, I gotta say, because you're looking at, I think these are like thinner walls. So that's like 3 plus another 3. So, you know, that kind of starts eating away at things. But hey, that's what they like. That's what they get. Here's a thing. What's that? That is a bottle. Oh, okay. So if we were around here, or if it was nighttime, then I would be able to actually. Let me do this real quick. All right. So with it being darker out now, we can see how some of the light pops. Very pretty. And yeah, it pops a lot better at night, I'm sure. Because we have like the glows that are coming from these windows that's straight up being used as the front door. Wow, you know, I've never seen that being used like that. Window, front door, done. I kind of like that, actually. You know, it has that whole feel like of it being like a big glass door and there's like a big party going on inside. So I find that really neat. We have this relaxy spot, bed plus the Niffin arch. Although, why is there a bed in front of the house? Maybe it's for like pets or something like that. Could be something like that. But out here, we also have this park vibe. Place to sit under, you know, right next to the very innocent Darkwell. Darkwell? No. Nightwell. There we go. I almost ruined that. But then under this gazebo, one nice place to relax. Maybe not at night, but a nice place to be regardless. And I think we're ready to head inside. Really nice park area that they have out here. I dig that a lot. And then, of course, you have like the little bits of lighting that are popping. Give a little bit of extra illumination. But also, like the house itself, you can see like it naturally. I'm going to zoom out a bit, and naturally has this glow. You can see like on top of the towers and each of the areas outside here. You know, it all pops on its own. So pretty neat. I'm going to turn off Inky Black though, if I can. And then we're going to head inside. Yay. And I'll be right back. All right, so as soon as we go in, the first thing I'm noticing, stars, and oh my god, is the whole house covered in stars? Holy wow, wow! It almost feels like I'm in a crime scene and I turn on the black light and then the floor just lights up. But that's kind of gross. No, this is just like this. Even the ceilings. Holy crap, dude. This place is sparkly. With no shame at all. Wow. That's a lot of gathering. That's a lot of gold and whatnot to put together like okay, well, let's see how crazy the stars are. So we come in and it feels like there's like this mystic lock in front, just in case, you know, we don't want all intruders to come in. But I have a feeling too that this is kind of a reflection of the builder being like, oh my God, I really love how I can take like these little things and kind of clip them through and have like these effects kind of stick out. And it feels like that's being reflected here with this Night Fae flag. So let's keep going. Let's keep going. Because yeah, really strong Night Fae branding that we have over here. So we're welcomed in Notice how even like the pillows here have like these certain glows to them. I'm not entirely sure what kind of glows these are, but they're hella bright. They're quite bright. Um, yeah, I'm not able to get under those. But yeah, there's so many of these banners. Holy cow, dude. That's crazy. That is crazy. Yeah, it does feel like I'm in space too. And like here's like some contained plants that they happen to save, and yeah, we are in fact in space. So that hallway's gonna take us down, but then there's also this here too. I want to take a quick peek and see if there's okay, not obvious. Actually, that's an outdoor room. I think we're gonna go here first. So we're still using oh my god, there's so many stars. Oh, this is insane, dude. Oh wow. Notice how deep it is right now. You know, this reminds me of the climb that I'm doing in my project house, where I'm going up this spiral, and then towards the top, I have like this really bright, crazy looking thing of statues. It's not happening here, but let's see what we have. But yeah, we have this pretty long spiral climb that takes us through a good bit of the the skybox room, but then things straighten out and open up into this luxurious view here. Oh, oh, this is nice. The whole spatial thing is so much. It's so cool, I gotta say. Like this pops in a way that I haven't seen builds do before because this is not easy to pull off. Yeah, we just need stars and like every blank space on the floors and the walls, and well, haven't seen the ceilings yet. But yeah, oh, that's really neat. Holy, what the is that? Oh, that's so cool, dude. Oh, okay, that is a very, very awesome effect. Oh wow, that's so neat. That is so neat. I'm pretty sure I can't jump down there because that's a void. Yeah, that's a void maw. I'm gonna jump back down there towards the end. At the very end, I'm gonna jump down there to see the effects. But yeah, because it doesn't look like there's any way out. It's all pillars that's down there. That's so cool, though. That is so cool. You said I missed the moon. Oh, moon's right there. Um, at least, or unless you're referring to a different moon. Wow, though. Yeah, that's so neat. That is so neat. And then we have okay, no snacks. We just kind of like relax here, check out the stars. Dude, why point it up there? We just point right down at the floor and everything. Yeah, great stuff. I mean, there's so much that goes into this too. When you think about it. Here we are. Here's like the shape of the room. And in general, you have a bunch of rugs. Rugs and rugs and rugs and rugs for days, baby. And then you have the star banners. And then you have what, up here, you have a bunch of the Arathi trellises that's rounding out this shape here, as you can see, again and again and again. So you have like this, it's like cool, you get both the trellis, with the beamwork and everything, plus the greens, so very, very pretty setup that we have here. Wow, though. Just big wow. And then on top here, there are things that we don't really get to walk on top of, but they still provided like the whole surface work of more greens, lots more greens, even though it doesn't appear I can climb up to that area. But they wanted to make a shot that they wanted to fill this up so we could fill the shot. Yeah, that's hella good. God, that's so good. What a room, dude. What a room. So we're gonna make our way down because we can't just jump down. That would be fatal. Yeah, great work with those, dude. That's crazy. All right. So we retreat back in the main room. We're going to so this right here, while you don't see anything here, it does definitely tell me like just how dense this place is. You know, because we're going through like some of these sort of like transitioning areas. It's much less, it's much more sparse. But it's because a lot of the budget's being filled out with pure density. So we go into this room, and it is in fact a room. We're not outdoors yet. Again, notice the low lights. We are seeing fewer stars now. So there is a limit. But also they added stars. No, those aren't stars. That is candelabras. Very interesting. That's very, very interesting. It's just little candelabras peeking out from the bottom there to act as more stars, kind of. But instead, we have like this array of stars that you can control a lot better. You know, because here's like the shape of the banner. But here you could just use these to make these like little glows pop up just a little bit. That's neat. And then also notice how you have what appears to be niffing candles that have been like jammed inside of this shop decor rock thing to glow it up. So lots of enhancements that went into like just this one piece here. That's cool. That is very cool. Let's pan around a little bit. Check out some of the other works. Let's cross over past the cherry trees because we're not eating here, but we are gathered. Oh, there are more stars. Holy moly. We're vibing. We're relaxing. There's like little spots. There's no, I mean, I didn't see books. It's not a place to read, but it has this loungy kind of feel to it. Feels very, very chill. Looks like there's an outdoor spot that way. Cool. But let's explore more of this room here. Notice how the lights here, I'm not sure if this is providing any actual lighting here. I mean, these, the Borealis lamps that are up here, the string lights, those aren't doing anything this lantern does. So you have like a little bit of lighting happening, but it's not much. It's very, very low light. It's meant to have that kind of vibe. You know, I can imagine like soft music playing somewhere. And then above us, oh wow, check out above us too. Nice. You have a whole bunch of these tables. Void tables. A whole array. I think it might be one table per square almost, because of the shaping here. So 4, 8, 12, 16, 20 some odd void tables are hanging out here. Wow. that's crazy. That's crazy, dude. So good. So much detail in these rooms. Like the density is all right, so out here, I think we can kind of come out. Yeah, we can kind of come out there. So let's look at the view from out here first. So right now, this is mostly meant to be a window. All right, we're peeking out, and we have not a perspective shot, but you know, especially because we can go out there. Actually, no, there's a perspective shot. So it's like here's like this little here's like the yard. Check out the fencing there, fencing back there. Like that's us. That's our domain, right? But then past that, and as long as we're standing here, we have this the solution back there of a town. And in that town, they have like a giant statue. You know, it's a huge, huge statue because note like the size of like the buildings there. So that statue is a hell of big. It's like a good couple stories high. That's neat. So let's peek out. We come outside. I'm going to turn around and see, you know, minimal illusions happening here. I'm not surprised because there's so much that went into other parts of this house that, you know, budget's going to have to kind of skimp out somewhere. But not so much that they couldn't afford to at least put in this illusion here. Along with a pleasant place to sit and paint and do stuff, as well as sit and just kind of enjoy the vibes. As well as that big old thing that's sticking out there. You know, so part of me thinks, you know, maybe this window should have been like closed. I think I'd be cool with that. And, you know, seeing some more illusion work back there would be like just fine. But I still appreciate it. All right, so we're not done. I know that there's a room to my left. Yeah. And again, stars. Oh my god, this is so excessive, dude. That's crazy. This is crazy. So big benches here that, oh, no, not benches. These are just like fencing, to kind of contain this little indoor pond. Nice. And so here we have not exactly literature, but more like collections. Check out the overhead lighting that we have here. So this is the gallery. There's a fun little gallery of favorite paintings. Of course, we still have a lot of the star work here too. It hasn't stopped. It just doesn't stop. Right here, a very, very intimate concert. We sit, we vibe, someone else plays, does their thing. Or it's meant to be like, okay, I haven't seen, okay, there's like drinks over there. So if someone happens to be like chilling here, I'm gonna be like, yo, I'm gonna hop onto the harp. I'm gonna get on the harp. I'm gonna do so. Like, no, Saul, don't do it. I'm gonna do it, man. I'm gonna rock on. And then everyone's just like, oh my god, I gotta get out of here. The stars will like retreat away because they're like, oh my god, I can't stand it. And so let's keep going here into the restaurant area. So the place is like fully exposed, as in like here's a place to sit. We have like this nice little corner seating, but the kitchen is right out here in the open. Everyone can see what's going on. Food's being mostly cooked here, prepped back here, even going as far as like having like the big old like a walk-in kitchen. Or I'm sorry, walk-in fridge. Nice. Very spacious. Also very empty. Yeah, so a lot of folks have been going through here. And it's dark right now, so it almost feels like it's after hours. Something like that. Here we have this really nice Suramar style kitchen. Because we have the Suramar counters. The top of these, you see, are the natural elegant rugs. And then you have these crates. These Suramar crates, with the branding being used as cabinets. Nice and simple. And then you have what looks like little commander mugs as the handles there, right? Yeah, looks like the commander mug. Yay! And then, ooh, there's another outdoor thing back there too. But, okay, so let me make sure where I'm at. So I came from there. There is a path that way. And then there's an outdoor thing here too. Okay, I like this. This is neat. Now, these are shop items, so sorry. But I like the semi-transparent look of these here. Very unique. I hope that we see more of these sorts of stylings and other decor that comes from other stuff aside from the shop. But let's go back here because I feel like I can go back here. Yep, I'm allowed. And here's a puppy, but they're wearing a sweater. It's a puppy in a sweater. That's cute. I mean, I'm not quite sure what it's supposed to be, but puppy's warm. I mean, I guess because it's nighttime. It might be a little bit cool out, and then there's one giant rug that just happens to be there. Interesting. What is it doing? No idea, but it's okay. That's all right. I feel like, once again, this is one of those things where it's like, okay, maybe I don't need to be let out. Just kind of like stick me here and like, that's fine. But, oh well. It's a wolf in sheep's clothing. It could be that. That would be fitting. But I'm going to go with warm puppy. All right, so more cabinet work plus coffee. Now let's go this way. Through this hallway, once again, soft glows. Stars? No, enchanting glyphs. Stars on the walls. My apologies. Stars on the walls instead of the floor. Enchanting glyph down here. We cross over through the shroud and into. Yeah, once again, like a star-studded room. From the ceilings to the floors to the walls. My God, dude. There's no notes. I just want to know how many of these are being used. That's crazy. But yeah, heavy Draenei vibes in this room. Again, low lighting, which is a bit less typical of Draenei stuff. Draenei tends to be like fairly bright with its presentations, but you know, that's lighting for you. It's just nighttime. That's all good. But in here, looks to be where some of the pantry area comes from. You know, lots of growth happening. It looks like there was just a harvest. They just had a harvest. They filled out these bins. They're ready to go, serve snacks and everything. That's cute. They used the shelf as a sort of like centerpiece on the floor. I find that quite charming. All right, so right through here is this kind of, I mean, it's kind of a tucked away area. I can't really go back there myself, but just a kind of a place to like sit, sort of relax. Here is a nice little fountain. Interesting use of different colors here. Because like you have like the pinks here, but then here I believe those are like probably defaults. Around here though, and then I know there's like an upstairs area. Now things brighten up, mostly thanks to this window here. The bright Draenei window. Actually, no, this is all it is. It's just a sitting spot. Okay. At first I thought, wow, it kind of fooled me. I thought this was going to be like a hallway that we go down. But instead it is a, oh wow. It is just a very interesting and colorful room. Very pastel-y. You know, between the checkerboard style, kind of a quilted ceiling, if you wanted to go for that. But I like how this patterning comes together, because we're using like the same style of pillow, but it also has its own inherent checker box kind of pattern. But they're also dyeing these in a checker box, so you have like this very interesting pattern. That's neat. Let's retreat back a little bit, back into the darkness. And we ain't done. We got to climb too. Yeah, we got to climb up this and see what else there is to explore. I'm just blew by the lights, man. That's crazy. That's a lot of effort. Whether it is just getting the gold or crafting it themselves. It's a lot of work. I think it paid off. This is fantastic. It's such a spectacle. And a real feast. All right, so right through here, we have like this cute little kind of a, you know, it's kind of like an asteroid belt, sort of. So like here's like space. Here's the moon somewhere in the distance, asteroid belts, more stars that are kind of like, they're using these star banners like someone else would use ivies, right? Where they take the ivies and they shape around, they snake them all over the place. Like, no, they use this for the freaking stars. So this is like some Titan level decor here. That's just mind-blowing, dude. And at last, we enter a bedroom plus bathroom. And no stars that I can tell so far, at least. So let's go in. Oh, wow. 1, 2, 3, 4 climbs into the bed. Boom. Into the spots. Fun view of the tree back there. We have like this different contrasting lights. We have the yellows up above, but then pinks and like other soft yellows kind of dancing around the room. But here we have this nice little spread where we have between like the colors of the color of the rug back here, plus the pinks here, we have this nice glow. I like the way that this comes together. Very, very pretty. Whole house is just mind-blowing though. Gosh. And over here, a place to soak. Oh, interesting. Check out how this is not a hot tub. This is, in fact, the top of a fountain being used. And then they used the Niffin arch as the rails, or kind of as the base of it. I like this. It's very smooth. Yeah, it's very different. I like this. Well done. Oh, and check out how okay, so this one probably is just like a rotation bug, but I'm noticing here, we see the intent. We see like these wall trims, corner wall trims. Very pretty. You know, they could have used this budget on anything else. Like, no, I want these wall trims. And we have the stars again. Yay! Oh, wow, dude. That's nuts. That's a crazy build. This is a crazy build. I think I've seen everything, but I do want to go back downstairs. Because like I said, I wanted to go back downstairs into that place with the void, the chaotic void maw. And that's the wrong way. So I think I'm going down some more, I believe. Nope, that's a dead end. We're going this way, right through here, and then we're going down this hall, I believe. This is where I'm playing after drinking too much. This spot. Did I see this room actually? I don't think I did. Yes. Because this is that room, and then the window is that way. Okay, cool. Big place, too. Big place. And then this finally takes us to the entrance, and then I'm going right through here, and then I climb. Yeah, that's crazy. Okay, let's go. Woo! All right, so now we're in the belly of the beast. There is no, and there in fact is no escape other than to hit the void portal thing. Dude, this effect is cool because there's more stars. I just noticed. So we have the void maw effect coming through. I know there's more to the effect, but it looks like they're still using that trick of just peeking the surface out. So that way they only reveal what they want to reveal. But there might be other things going on here too, because like this glow, I don't know if this glow is actually coming from like that void fountain. And then of course there's all these stars. Yeah, that's crazy. That is crazy. Well done. Well done. All right. Let's roll. Yeah, thanks again for showing us this place. Crazy how many star things were used, man. Oh, that's wild. Okay, 1, 2, 3. There are 2 spots remaining for signups. 2 spots remaining. We're looking pretty good on new names too. There's 1, 2, only 4. Only 4 returnees. Interesting. That's cool. I like that. Not that I don't want people to come back, but lots of room for fresh meat. Because yeah, that's always fun. That's always fun. All right. And what do we have? Warband House. Cool. See? Variety. Try to keep it with the variety. All right, folks, this is Gunshin's place. We're over in Founders. This is a familiar spot where we do the climb. But we have what feels like this very homely sort of entrance. So we go into this pretty limited lot. Boop, in we go. Stone paths will take us to the front door and also to the backyard there. I'm noticing here that we have dual kinds of fencing. So we have like basically the front yard and then the backyard. So, you know, some styles of homes, they'll employ something like this. Actually, a lot of homes typically do this. Haven't really seen it done in WoW much, but let's see what we have here. So notice here on the side, instead of fencing, they have Gilnean trellises, filled out trellises, by the way, that are lining the spot here. And also kind of the separate area for like the flight point plus defenses, I guess we told on. So I was like, all right, bird, we're about to go to work, but first let me clear the skies. And so they're like, beep, 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 you know, so they just light everything up. Or it's there to keep an eye on that house, because that place might be kind of sus. It's empty. It's been empty. It's been like that for months. No one's been in or out, you know? But at any point, boom, the place might explode and zombies start like pouring through. And that's why the one gun will protect us. Yeah, the human out, yeah, keeping multipliers out too, in case of like invasions, things like that. Or they just really like that tree, they want to stare at it. I really feel like they're using this as kind of a defensive position too. So here's like in their garage, they had a whole like spider tank thing. You know, when it's ready for it to go out and go on patrol, like boom, off it goes. It's like, yeah, I can go, and just kind of yeets off, climbing up the walls, just jumping around all crazy and stuff, and just having a good time. Right now, though, it's in maintenance mode, just chilling, waiting for the boss to come in and fix their stuff. So this is technically the backyard now. Yeah, so in the backyard we have like this nice place to chill under a fire. We saw the garage area plus sort of workshop. Even made space for animals, chickens and stuff. Nice. Nice how it's all like filled out. Oh, wow. Okay, this is definitely a warband house because full spread of profession work. Awesome. The attached engineering stuff kind of tells me, what they might be meaning, between the attachments to the house and, of course, the garage with the spider robot and everything. Yeah, kind of speaks to a little bit of the player's personality behind their warband. But now I want to head inside. Let's see what we got. All right. All right, as soon as we go in, we're invited to hang some of our stuff up, lay down our weapons, enjoy the vibes inside. I noticed that the lighting is, brought down a little bit. So now the lighting coming from the house is what's going to power us through. There's the boss right there. Hey, what's up, boss? I think they were just kind of coming back from a very intense workout of harp stuff. Because you can see how, like, doing this sort of motion so much that it really starts to work the core because you got to stand up, you got to work all that stuff while maintaining your balance and everything. So it's a lot of that sort of motion. You're also working like the back muscles or whatever they're called and all that. So, he's looking pretty, yeah, he was working at it straight up like blood stains and everything. So that's intense. Dangerous instrument. You got to master that stuff. It just might kill you. When we come in, though, we have this nice relaxing spot where we can enjoy ourselves. There's a Reptar hanging out. Some Void branding here. So it looks like we're pretty Void friendly here. Hello to Ilaria. Hello to the Dark Heart. We even have a Void version of the Armillary here. Nice. Of course, after a long workout, what do you have? Dairy. Coffee. It's part of a balanced diet or something like that. Also part of the balanced diet, hella drinks. Oh man, tons of wine, coffees, top shelf stuff. If you want to spike that coffee into something else, it's not really my thing, but I'm sure it is for some folks. Some folks enjoy that whole Irish coffee vibe. Yeah, nice way to welcome us in. And then back here, what is back here? Little pantry area, supply area, and also secrets. Not really. Okay, we do have the important stuff. Tons more drinks, roasters, and all. Awesome. Oh, check it out. Very convenient. A built-in well right down here for like, at least maybe it's potable. I'm sure it's got to be potable. I mean, otherwise, what else do you use the water for here? So, water coming from out. Oh, wait, fell stuff. Oh, okay. I mean, it was cool up until I went around this bend. So, let's see what we got. Oh, I think this just takes us to the rest of the house. So, okay, I'm actually gonna. Ooh, this is a lot. Oh, this is a really cool layout, actually. Hey, I'm going to retreat back, though. I'm going to retreat back. I'll leave that door open, make sure that I came from there. I'm going to go back through the shroud and through through that kind of main area. Does that feel like, you know, the back room of sorts? So we're going to go through here instead. Boop. All right. So this kind of gives me a bit of a better sense of orientation, although I do see a possible secret shelf that way. That's going to take us back to that vent over there. This is going to take us somewhere else entirely. We'll save that for later, though. First off, we can go into what looks like a grand dining area, because that was the bar. You know, that was the bar, lots of drinks and all that stuff, and you got easy access to bring some of that drink from there over to the dining area. So thoughtful layout, very thoughtful layout here. So let's go in. What are we having first? Coffee. Oh, interesting. A Murgle is serving the coffee. Okay, so we can't be ungrateful little punks. So we're going to sit, we're going to enjoy ourselves, have some coffee. Because it's Tuesday, it's reset day. We got to have our Tuesday meeting. We got to do our quick, okay, not a stand-up because we're all literally sitting down. We got to do our quick meeting because we got to go over the business for the week. Who are we going to raid? Who's going to get benched for the week? Are there any, is there any lingering loot drama that had happened before? Because remember, this is a warband house, you know, and so the warbands all got to get together and discuss the important business of the day, or the week, actually. And here's the real boss, a Miss Murgle. Actually, they might not be the boss, but they might be like the big admin. I'm going to go for that. They're the admin who's going to take care of like all the warband's needs and loathe everyone as they do it. That's why they get the whole French press, because they're going to refill them that stuff over and over again throughout the week. Now, of course, surrounding this warband conference kind of room, some of their treasures, some of their accolades, their accomplishments. Well done. Good job. We're proud of you. And then there does happen to be an upper level. Notice how we also have supports here. So very thoughtful with having all that set up. But I think we'll be able to explore that a little bit more soon. I'm still going to hold off on that shelf for now. Yeah. Now we're going. Let's go. Ooh. Okay, so definitely a secret shelf. It's not meant for everyone. If I did not pass a security check, I would have been, nah, they would have missed. Dumb archers. Okay, I'm too short for them. Clever. Oh, wow, check this out. This has early access WoW preview for housing vibes, where we have like the grand climb and books and books and books. Excellent. Excellent. Now, this one has some really strong themes. Strong Kirin Tor themes, heavy, heavy purples. I don't think these are like the actual violet purples, but it's close enough. Maybe the lighting is throwing me off too. But it's a nice, cool mess that we have here. You know, from the array of pillows to the books that are just kind of like thrown around, strewn about. Here's like a boss level chair where they're doing some work. AI is doing some of it for them, but they're researching strats. This is the equivalent of hopping on to the internet and doing research on, you know, what people have simmed on, like what gear is good, or like encounter strats, things like that. Patch notes. There we go. The whole archive of patch notes. But yeah, great, great climb. These shelves are filled. I don't think there are any secret shelves that are being used as like easy placeholders. And that's kind of a common practice too, you know, especially because like, you know, the cost of these add up. And so what a lot of people will do, they'll fill up the bottom shelves with personalization, things like that. But then as they get higher and higher, they're like, okay, well, I'm just going to phone it in. I'm just going to use whatever secret shelves I can get away with, and that'll be it. But here they did not. No, these are all hand placed. So well done. Well done. As we get to the top of the climb, we have a secret. Let's go. So, what's going on through here? It's a very warm room, but we also have like this kind of demon hunter branding here. But also, okay, I'm thrown off here. We're going through secret shelves, but they're not that secret, I think. Well, I'm gonna do my best because I'm pretty lost now. So let's go through here into the chapel. Flanked by, not flanked, but we have one memorial to the fallen. But up here, check out how bright the space is. I mean, of course, it helps that it's coming off of the white colored floors. But between that and the paladin style candelabras, super bright. It just blasts everything. But nice, simple presentation. You know, we've seen grand stuff. That's always cool. Here we have something a lot more humble. Also very cool. You know, nice little dedication. That's a warband house. It doesn't need to be like too crazy, too opulent. And oh boy, warband houses are they're big. They're big. I am so lost right now. But let's go. Best we can do is move forward. So it feels like we're entering at least one set of dorms. And from here, we can kind of identify, at the very least, the class being represented. So this one is obviously a paladin hunter, you know. This one screams red mage. Got it. Hunter. What else do we have? Ooh, purpled out. So very Draenei vibes in what is likely a priest room. Funny how okay, I guess it's not like contradictory because we have like the void well plus that priest lamp that you typically, that I believe is bought from the priest order hall. Here we have druid stuff. Okay, because at first I was like, Gilnean stuff? I'm like, nope, Gilnean kind of druid person. Yes. All right. And then, of course, shaman stuff. Well, they sleep on the floor. I don't think they need to sleep on the floor. I mean, we're already inside a house. So the place isn't super, while it has shaman decor, it's something else to create like this whole shaman, like little mini order hall sanctum thing. You know, they can have a bed too. I think it's okay. That's almost kind of mean. And then, of course, we have... Now, here in this case, you know, we do seem to have like some racial acknowledgments. So we have like this Dark Iron Dwarf Paladin vibe. Now, having the buzzsaw table, that's something else. You know, it's like people from the warband. Every now and then, you know, people in the warband, they got needs, right? They got needs. They want to bring someone home. And it's not like the warband, you know, it's not like people in the warband sleep together. That'd be kind of awkward, I think. So they got to bring someone on from the outside. And so I'll say, hey, girl, come on, you know, come on in. It's cool. Go ahead and lay your stuff down. Then they lay their stuff down on the table. And then the paladin's like, oh, sorry about that. I'll buy you another one of those things. And then she's like, I'm at it. I'm gone. Forget this dude. All right. So let's go this way. Looks like, oh, no, there's a secret shelf here too. Oh, man. So here we have weapons and weapons. So the entire armory is set up here. And what do we have through this spot? We have from armory to a transition. But once again, we have a secret shelf that leads outside to a normal, so it's just like kind of like an alternate way through, but not really a secret. Because now we're in a bedroom. All right. We've entered someone's bedroom. Priest, warrior. Because it's for two. Yay. Okay, so some people in the warband are hooking up. Yeah. Right back here, we got one tub. Boop. No vanity. We just air. It's private. Their doors. What they do, they just kind of like air dry. Right over here. Cool. It's all good. Okay, curious. There's a bed and a sleeping bag. Okay. So there are 3 people here. So it's like, oh my God, is there like a mistress? Oh wow. And then the mistress like sleeps down there while the two, wow, okay, that's sharing, I guess. Now, Gunshin says that they ran out of budget. Uh-huh. Sounds like a story to me, buddy. Because right back here, we can see their priorities. Oh, we gotta have the paintings, man. This is pretty. Gotta have the paintings. It's gotta be well lit. But sorry, dude, you can sleep on the floor. Sorry. Priorities and all that. Yeah, dude, that library was expensive. What do you expect, man? I ain't made out of money. Sheesh. All right, so at some point, we're going to make our way downstairs, I think. At some point. I just got to make sure I'm covering my bases because I am totally not right now. Okay, so we were... Oh, boy. I think we're going this way now. Because I still got to backtrack. Yeah. So we got one Murgle to mark my location. Kind of a checkpoint. Oh, but now we have, branded doors. Ooh, look at this. So here, actually, who is this? So this tells me Draenei Mage, something like that. That's kind of what I'm getting here. I sort of get that. Magic books, lamps suspended on books. So you got that kind of slacker mentality. Here we have on the Horde side a whole mix. Oh, Demon Hunter stuff. Because I was like, oh, what? Okay, there's Void stuff and there's Fel stuff. So obviously Demon Hunter. Great little vibe here. Next we have non-branded doors here. But we do have a very branded rooms here. So Screams Evoker. A lot of characters. And right over here, not exactly apparent. I mean, the glows that are just blasting right by the shelves, though, makes you wonder, I wonder. I can't really tell. Boop. So, of course, the Warlock gets their own special spot. They get their own whole room, complete with portal, torture instruments, all the branding that screams them. I mean, maybe they have multiple Warlocks. There was a hidden room in the mage room. Oh, no, this is the evoker room. Yeah, that's not it. The mage room. Okay, so... Okay, I don't see any hidden rooms here. So you might need to point that out to me later. I mean, there's the Warlock room. There's that. Okay, there was that. Okay. Next, we have the Rogues room. All right. pretty much all the iconic things that you would expect from that particular class. They want to at least have like one of, and like, there we go. And do Death Knights really sleep in coffins? I'm wondering, do Death Knights even sleep? Yeah, I don't think they need to. But that's my take. All right, so that was another wing of the warband upstairs parts. I think we're going to cut across now, but I want to at least do a quick check. Okay, I've been through here, went through all those doors, went through the chapel. That's where I came from. So now we're going this way towards the shaman stuff. All right. All right, so this takes us above. Okay, so we were there. Cool. All right. Up top here, snack stuff. Plus the shaman. Okay, at first I wasn't sure if we're going to see another set of bedrooms. But let's head down. See, we made it. Did I explore all the rooms upstairs? Because I'm not sure if I did. Ah, here's the kitchen. So we saw the bar area earlier. But now here's like the kitchen spot. Complete with full pantry and everything. Because we saw the bar area. We saw the conference area. Did I catch a actual dining spot yet? Maybe not. But we have found the kitchen, complete with an AI tenderizer machine. Excellent. Excellent. All right, so went through there. That was the suspicious closet kind of spot. Ah, here's the feasting. Here we go. Ooh, this looks good. This looks good. What I like about this is the height of this thing. Very, very epic. There's no view from below. This is just like a nice, it's one of those really cool, like medieval style tall hallways, plus the elevation for like the the king and queen or whoever. So there are two bosses of this warband. One, actually, that's probably where the Murgle sits. So here's like the main, and here's the Murgle. Because like I said, they do all the heavy lifting, the administrative work, and all that stuff, and then the rest they feast. Yeah, awesome room. Really dig the themes coming out of here. That's sick. That's sick. Nice and simple too. You know, Suramar windows up, Suramar windows down, Suramar windows up again. Easy. Nice, simple shaping. You know, and then to I guess obstruct some of the large windowsills there, you know, little drapes there to hide stuff. And then it's like, hey, why not? Well, let's fill this out a little bit more. Right up top there. Nice. Very, very nice. Oh, and then of course, for those who are like done, but they want to take a little bit of a break, hop in there, close the curtains, smoke. Nice. All right, so I think I'm gonna double. So I know I haven't gone that way. Oh yeah, I have. I haven't gone that way. That's where I came from. So what's in this little closet area here? Ah, just stuff. Cool. I like that. Nice little extra storage space for stuff. Okay, so I came from there. I think I've gone around. I think. Let me double check. Because here is the conference room, right? Did all that. I don't know if did I explore that area up here? I guess I did. Yeah, because it went all the way around. I've seen everything. Nice. And we've rounded around. Whew. Sprawling build, dude. Got a little lost there, but we made it. Yeah, so this is kind of it's kind of a cool way of, so imagine this, folks. Imagine in the near future, blueprints, and someone can download like this layout of sorts. Not everything needs to be present, just like the easy stuff. You know, maybe not all the banners and and everything, but just kind of like the shaping, the layout, the way the floors are set up and everything. Things that are using like basic decor. even like the secret shelves, even like some of these shelves or like basic stuff that just needs to be filled with books, so I have a bunch of empty shelves. That'd be kind of cool to have. Then it's going to be up to the player to fill things out however they like. So blueprints are going to be very, very interesting. I'm speculating how people are going to handle it, because in some ways it's going to be great for new folks to housing. It's going to be cool and not cool at the same time. I think it's going to be there's going to be a lot of responsibility put on to designers and builders as to what sorts of blueprints are going to be actually useful for new players, as opposed to, ooh, let me download this blueprint that has like 100-star banner things. That's gonna be easy, right? So that'll be interesting. And then that is, oh, that's all 6. Wow, time flew. Holy cow! Yay, we did it. I want that library room. It's a great room. So think of it like this. I already recorded the video, and like I said, I want to have that thing out like tomorrow or Thursday or something like that, where I talk about blueprints and how some blueprints are going to be like, okay, this is cool. Oh, this blueprint sucks. So, like for example, a build like this, if we were to take, if you were to take if you were to take this blueprint, the whole thing, give it to someone who's new to housing, who hasn't done much. Maybe they built their old house and then like, oh, this is kind of sucky. I just want to download someone's house instead. And then they see something like this. They're like, oh, cool. Let me get this. So they download this blueprint. They get the code. They go to their house. They try to apply it, and then they see so much stuff that they don't have. And it's one thing to be like, okay, cool. I need to go to Founders and pick that stuff up. Okay, cool. But what about those 50 crafted flags? Or those 50, there are like a whole bunch of fell candles that they're going to need because someone made an aquarium and then there's like fell candles in that thing. Or anything that needs more than just stuff from Founders. Those players are going to be super disappointed. They're going to be let down, and they're going to blame Blizzard. Blizzard's going to take the hit for that, and they're going to be like, "Oh, fuck Blizzard! They're not, we have to do all this stuff." And then imagine people who have blueprints, who share these, and they include shop stuff. That's going to again set people up for really big disappointment. Oh, I never climbed these stairs. That's going to set people up for big disappointment. It's going to suck, and Blizzard's going to. Oh wow, that's very unnoticeable. Blizzard's going to take the blame for it, but ultimately, it's going to be up to designers to make blueprints that are very accessible. That's going to be the best way to go about it. But I have serious doubts that designers are going to do that at first. And it's not because they're not being, quote, responsible. It's just because, oh, this is what they made. They found it cool. They've been working on housing for the past like 7 or 8 months. This is what they made and they want to share it. That's great. Not everyone can just shortcut their way to that though. And so I believe that it should, if designers want to be helpful, and they want more people to do housing, I think they should. Maybe I'll add this to the recording. I don't know. I think they should really focus on creating blueprints that are accessible with just neighborhood stuff, not even Endeavor stuff, just neighborhood stuff, and then focus on layouts. Like, oh, I want to have the house shaped this way. I'm going to have this upstairs and downstairs area with these platforms that do this. And then instead of this fencing, it's going to be like the basic Founders fencing or elven benches or whatever. There are a lot of things you can do with neighborhood housing because of how it's dyeable and everything. Like by and far, you see more neighborhood housing than anything else in whatever build that you might see. So I think it's going to be very important for if designers are up for it to create basic layouts and basic furnishings, if anything, and then from there let the player fill that stuff out. I think people would have been a little bit better off. Like imagine first day of housing. What did we experience? A box, just a box, right? And that was it. Now imagine people downloading all sorts of different quote default houses that have little carve outs, very simply done, of like, hey, here's the bedroom, here's the bathroom, here's the kitchen area, yada yada yada, and like that's it. The furnishing is very minimal, if anything, and from there it's up to the player to lay down extra stuff. Like, hey, here's some stuff that I have, or here's some things that I want to that I want to put in, and that's it. So, for some, blueprints are going to backfire because some of these people have no idea what they're getting into when they've downloaded a blueprint because they don't know where this stuff came from. They don't know how much farming we did to get a lot of this stuff. And so, you know, not like we have to be careful. I'm not trying to push that, but there's going to be consequences if there aren't designers who are that benevolent and want to help people out and welcome them into housing. So that's kind of the thing. Bum bum bum. For puzzling these blueprints, I like the idea of sharing them. Oh, I think it's great to share them. I think that's fine because it doesn't affect me, right? But I'm mostly talking about the kind of experience that can be delivered to players who are like, "Ooh, let me get this." Oh, I can't. Uh-oh. Designer should have a disclaimer. This blueprint. This blueprint requires shop items. It's hard to though, because right now the system isn't designed for that. You just get the list of stuff you need, but you're not told. You're not exactly told where to get it, how to find it, and even then, even if we were told, players may not fully understand that either. Um, and so, I think um, I think most people are going to get share codes either directly from someone, you know, like a designer, or the designer's page. So like MMO Champion or Wowhead, you know, they have hosting stuff. And so if people have like a whole list of the core that's used, I think it would be kind of important to just kind of note like, hey, like well, I know MMO Champion, they have a list of like all the resources that are used and everything, but I think in the description, I think it would be important for the designers there to also list out, hey, here's stuff for like for this and this and this. But I also think it's I also think it would be a cool idea for some of these designers to also take the time to focus on layouts and create, hey, here's a great beginner's house, you know, for housing for beginners. Here's a great starting house. um, if they push that, then I think that's going to help out players a lot. Are we done with visits? Yes, because we've done 6 already. Yay! 6 a day. I know time kind of. Some of these visits were a little bit shorter than others, but it's all good. Still fun. But yeah, I've just been talking about like this video that I'm gonna put out in the next day or two. I talk about blueprints and what people might run into. Just tell them about an on that would show them how to get the items if they didn't know. I mean, it would help them. It would help, but it's gonna be the initial trip up that's gonna throw people off. I mean, I'm just saying, if people want to share like their build here, cool, go ahead and do it. But there's gonna be like if if there's decor here that comes from pretty exotic places and there's a lot of it, um, it's gonna kind of throw people off, I think. And if that's what the majority of I think if that's the majority of what people see from like these websites or whatever, that's going to probably inform players and designers. Like, people are going to get mad about it. And I think in response to that, designers are probably going to react to that and be like, "Oh, let me make a basic setup that just uses found." I'm just trying to tell people ahead of time. This is what's probably going to happen. This is how designers can try to respond to now if they want to. They don't have to. Uh, but it would probably do us favors if there was like a couple of like pre-built basic setups. So blueprint sharing site which shows all the included items with links and where to get them. We already have that though. I'm just talking about the shell shock or the sticker shock actually of how much and what it takes to like build a certain kind of house. Because for us, we spent months putting some of these together. And so the cost like kind of came over time. Someone's gonna want to download like this house that's full of like insane stuff and be like, wow, this is gonna this if I were to buy all this is gonna set me back. I kid you not, guys. What? Here's what we're gonna see. Someone's gonna pull up a blueprint, or someone's gonna make a Reddit post or a Wowhead post or a social media post where they will pull up a blueprint and it shows the list of everything, and then it's going to show like all the different parts, and they're gonna math it all out and look at the current auction house prices or whatever, and they're gonna be like, God, look at this, guys. This house literally costs 6.2 million gold. And then people are gonna react to that and say, oh, housing is too expensive, it's not welcoming, it's, you know, they're gonna come up with that kind of shit. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Yay! I can't wait. Oh man. Only use blueprints. I feel like they could be one of these artisanal rooms. I just can't be asked to manually make stairs, for example. I'm just kind of talking about what is some of the discourse that's likely to happen. So Circus Life would be great. I can't even think about how much one like 2,000 cost. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. Um I know like Light's Refuge, when I built that, that was not a million. Yeah, not even close to. It was really leveling up that cost a lot because I needed to power level. Because ultimately, most of what I used was from founders, or what was, I'm sorry, was from the neighborhood. So yeah, I think we're going to see a lot of folks get really upset over housing, because it's because again, people will they'll not misinform, but they'll jump to some pretty crazy conclusions. Like someone brand new is gonna, you know, someone might be like, "Hey guys, guess how much it costs to make this level 12 house with what 5,000 something budget?" Yeah, 5 6,000 5 or 6,000 budget with all the things that I want, 8 million gold, and then they have like the whole list, and people are gonna react to that. And of course, some of us are going to be like, well, yeah, because you want these crazy ass parts and you don't want to farm for it yourself and whatever. So yeah, it's going to cost this much. Someone else is going to say, well, you can have like something really, really awesome that costs a fraction of that if you just go with regular decor and dyes and what have you. Um, so that's what we can probably expect. Yay. Or we can see a bunch of people be happy. Yeah, but as my job as a commentator, it's part of what I do is listen to what people are saying and also predict that and anticipate what people are going to say. And I'm pretty confident that's what's going to be pushed. And so it's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. Cut everything myself, so I spent less than 1 million, I think, even though my housing just is full. I farmed up all the mats. I mean, that's going to be my enduring comment. Like, I really hope that we get more and more housing storage as things come along. So, yay to that. So tomorrow's going to be very special. We're going to be doing a group visit with the Wanderlust Den. It's a guild full of people who are focused on getting as high of an achievement score as possible. So they're a bunch of like kind of crazy folk, and they're going to put on a nice little performance for us with their houses, and maybe we'll have like some other extras. That's going to be a lot of fun. So I hope you join me for that, as well as folks from the Wanderlust. And of course, they're welcome to like join and just kind of celebrate what it is they do and what they represent. It's going to be a lot of fun. So I hope to see you folks for that tomorrow. And I think that's going to be it for me for today. So I want to thank everyone once again who allowed us to see their places. Thanks to all of you who came along for the ride. This was a great set of visits as always. Lots of awesome stuff, and them stars, dude. Those stars are like so crazy. All right, so off I go. You guys have a great rest of your day. I'll see y'all for the next thing, and until then, stay safe, stay healthy, and as always,